Ese último minuto que vais a tener, sabéis, para tomar esa primera decisión, sin duda alguna importante, dos decisiones. Primera, elegir los dos puzzles que realiza el equipo. Segunda, elegir el puzzle por el que se inicia la competición.
Exactly. So the minute's just about to start now. We've got 30 seconds to go. And remember also to remove the seals of the puzzles you are going to do. And then you'll have 3 hours, and so it's about 27 seconds time.
Estamos ya a punto de llegar a ese último minuto, quedan tan solo unos poquitos segundos. Es el momento de haceros una pregunta. ¿Estáis preparadas y preparados?
So, are you ready?
En 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. ¿Podéis elegir?
You can now have your choosing time and seal removal time.
Una decisión que hay que tomar, no sé si de forma democrática, tienen unos poquitos segundos de tiempo para tomar esa importante decisión. ¿Qué dos puzzles quedan encima de la mesa? ¿Cuál de ellos será el primero?
And make sure that it's very clear which two puzzles you're going to do. If you can leave it on top and ready, then that's perfect.
Venga, os queda medio minuto aún. Tranquilidad. Momentos emocionantes en la cúpula del milenio, en esa cuenta atrás desde 10 hasta 0, que va a empezar en tan solo, Charlie, unos poquitos segundos.
15 seconds.
Pues vamos allá en 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. ¡Adelante! ¡Suerte!
Good luck, everybody.
And we are off. Welcome to the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships Teams Preliminary Round D. I'm Jim Eakins. You might know me as Nerd Puzzle. And next to me we have...
Fruji Wilhelm from FW Puzzles.
well, Fruji, tell us a little bit about the two different puzzles that they get to pick from. The teams get 4 options, and they're going to whittle it down to 2, and then they're going to start on 1.
Yes, well, we've got 4 pretty interesting puzzles here. One is pretty much following a pattern of having at least one Christmas puzzle in each round of the competition this year. Then we have a very popular garden allotment, which has been used, I think, at least one German marathon this year. So this is a very popular puzzle. I have seen a lot of people do this before, so we're probably going to see this on a lot of tables. Then we have another, I think, quite popular puzzle, which is the Disney Toy Shop, which is super busy, probably challenging for a team puzzle, but it might be a fan favorite in a sense. It is a joy to puzzle. It's a very, very nice image with all kinds of Disney characters all over a room. And then we have a Gelini puzzle, which I have seen already on the footage that a lot of teams have chosen to go with, which is, these kind of gummy bear characters, pretty much used by Ravensburger in multiple puzzles. And some people collect these characters as well, like puzzles with them. And they are super colorful. There's some very recognizable parts in this image. I have already seen it pop up on some of the tables, so this might also be one that we see a lot being used.
Yeah, this is going to be really exciting. In the teams rounds, you had this situation where maybe not everybody on the team has done a puzzle, done that particular image before, but someone has, and that can often be the deciding factor about whether you're going to pick that for the whole team or not. We do have several really, really strong teams that have been working together for a long time,
including one of the European Championship placement teams, and they have also definitely been on the podium at the World Championship before as well, the Czech Puzzle Queens.
Yeah, we're also 2 minutes and about 15 seconds into this competition, and some of those top teams, they're going to wrap up their flip in the initial sort within about the next 7 seconds or so. Yeah, you can see here, this is, I believe that's table 4. That's going to be the Speed Swedes with Tyra, Molly, Sandra, and Evelina. They are already going to town. I'm always curious about the way that teams decide to split the initial pile and the flip. You can see that the Speed Swedes here, they put the pile all in the middle, they flipped it, and now they're doing an additional sort. And I think they've pulled the edges over to that right-hand side, and they have 2 people working on it at the same time.
It seems like the 2 people are working on 2 different segments of the edge. I would kind of guess that the one person who was working on like the bright color edge pieces is going to be the sky person of the team, working on that sky section of the puzzle, which is actually deceivingly small on this image. And that actually might be something like tying in with what you were talking about before, of like if someone has done the puzzle before or not. And it can be a very strong deciding factor, because even though in teams I don't think it really counts that much if a team has practiced the puzzle before, but if someone has done it at least once from the team, they already know like how deceiving the pieces can be, what hidden features there are in the puzzle that can trip people up, for example, thinking that like there's one bicycle when there's two, for example, which is usually the case with some other puzzle images. So this can be very exciting to see later on. We do see a lot of garden allotment puzzles on the tables. It is a very, very good choice here, because with this one there's some very, very distinct colors. It can be sorted very well. So there's different flowers that can be tricky. So it is, we have, for example, 3 sunflowers, and 2 of them are in the middle of the picture and 1 is on the side. And that can be, for example, something of like someone putting together the sunflowers and they might be like, I don't know where this goes, and then someone actually notices that that's the one on the side. So you can really, really sort this very well. Yeah,
you can see here in the upper left-hand corner at table 3, that's the Whimsy Pieces with Mari Black, Hannah Sigler, Sammy Brownlow, and Karen Nill. They already have a big chunk of that border built out, and it looks like they're sorting on one half of the table and then using the white paper as sort of their build field. And you always have to wonder if the black background kind of creates a little bit of an optical illusion that might throw people off a little bit.
Yeah, it can be super helpful as well to like see contrasts with the pieces. And as we have seen with some teams before, some people use puzzle boards that have 2 different colors on the 2 different sides, exactly for that, as with the tablecloth here, to have a dark side and the bright side, so that they can more easily use them for the different color pieces. But it's a very personal thing as well. I personally don't like to use anything that is dark. It's very hard to see. And yes, here we have the Gelini again. So
yeah, and these are all going to be pretty tricky to work out. You can see that the Whimsy Pieces in the upper left-hand corner, they almost have that full border done. They're doing 2 people on that border. In the lower left-hand corner, I believe that is table 72. That's going to be the Parts Finder, the team from Germany with Tanya, Jessica, Margriet, and Steinen. I apologize for the mispronunciation there. But you can see that they've pulled the white piece. I think a lot of teams are starting with this garden allotment, either by familiarity or just because I think it's probably one of the easier ones of the batch.
It is one of the easier ones, and that's also a very team-specific thing of whether a team wants to start with the easier puzzle or the harder puzzle. There are arguments for both. Some people say that it is very good to choose the harder puzzle in the beginning, because you get less stressed about whether someone is going to get an applause or if someone else finishes before you, because you know that the easier puzzle is still coming, so you can catch up on the time that you lost with the harder puzzle. And then some people say that it's better to choose the easier puzzle first, because then you get into the rhythm of going super fast, and then you can take that momentum and use it for the harder puzzle.
I really like the way that the Whimsy piece, you can see that they're doing a sort and they're setting it up to the assembly area, so all the people on that side of the table have to do is build and drop it in. In the lower right-hand corner, I believe that's the Czech Puzzle Queens. Last year they came in 2nd place at Worlds. They are absolutely phenomenal. That's Jana, Katarina, Teresa, and Marketa, a powerhouse of a group. And you can see that they have their pile in the middle, and everybody is pulling things to themselves to work on a little bit, and I think there's a little bit of color distinguishing going on. They're not making a complete border all at once, but everybody is working on slightly different sections to build out. Really cool puzzling.
And then I'm going to be interested to see how they are bringing in the different sections that they have built, because they do have the big pile of pieces in the middle that they are going to have to push around a little bit at one point. But I do think that for them, especially such a team where the members are really, really used to each other, they have a choreography for the entire thing. So it is probably following a strategy, just like with the puzzle Whimsies, who seem extremely organized. You can see that all those piles that the sorters have already prepared for Mari and Sammy there, that is already being used up. So they can just pretty much like pick whichever pile they want to work on next, and they are the assemblers in that case.
Yeah. We have somebody in the chat that was saying, any tips on how to get started puzzling? You know, ask around. There's probably people in your community that like puzzling. There's all sorts of online competitions. Michelle Casper runs the Euro Jigsaw Jams, where they will send you a puzzle and you can do it in a competition online with a whole lot of other people. There's all sorts of ways you can do it. There's Puzzlegram. If you get on Instagram, there's all sorts of jigsaw puzzlers. So just hop in and enjoy the fun.
And apart from that, pretty much just get a puzzle from wherever you can get. There's a lot of libraries that actually have puzzles that people can just rent and pretty much just get started.
Yeah. We're 8 minutes and 30 seconds into this competition. Looking at myspeedpuzzling.com, where a lot of puzzlers put up their times of completion for various puzzles, we can see that the garden allotment has a wild time for a very strong Canadian team at 35 minutes and 12 seconds. Not everybody puts their times up, so there's a little bit of hidden variables in how many times people have done it. But you can see that the Whimsy Pieces are really flying away. We have flowers in, we have houses. They are going to town right now, and it's really exciting.
They are being extremely fast here. And then we see the Lost Pieces Society at table 49 from Austria. And they have done a pretty thorough sort as well. And here we have a Spanish team from table 2 who are also doing some sort work. I do see some piles of pieces already on the table.
This is the Corba Cruzzles with David, Jose, Inez, and Fernando all going to town on this one really, really rapidly.
Exactly. There's some of the white flowers that are coming together already. That is actually a very, very good section of the puzzle that can be placed together very well. It is tricky with the white petals pointing all over the place, so it does involve a little bit of shape work, but also it's just a good chunk of the puzzle that can be done pretty easily. And then the other that we can see with Sammy here, with the puzzle whimsies, I can just recognize them from here. Those houses are also extremely distinct compared to the entire puzzle, so those can also be put together very well, and it can also be used as a section for a starburst later on to just build out from there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna double check here. I'm not sure if this is table 59.
Well, either 57 or 59.
Just behind them, we can see table 58 on the far end there. That's Nothing Impuzzleable with Lisa, Tyler, Natasha, and Jasmine. They are doing a great job. 59, yes, thank you. Right in front of us, this is Saka El Martillo with Belinda, Celine, Esther, and Evelyn from Spain. And it's really interesting to see people puzzle out of the box. We know that this was a tactic that Kristen Tuve used a few years ago whenever she was making a run for the world title. And now
I think that was the very first time that she was at a puzzle competition, and when she was asked about why she was puzzling out of the box, she said she just never thought of any other way of doing it.
Lower left-hand corner, we have a team from Japan called Goku with Hiroko, Akari, Tomachiro, and Makio. They are doing a really good job. You can see that border is coming together. They've pulled out a lot of that sky, and they are going to town. I like how they have multiple boards there that they're sorting onto, which is really neat.
There is a rule for how many boards can be used in the team competition. I think it is a maximum of A3 size boards and a maximum number of 4 for each team. So that is controlled before the competition starts.
The upper left-hand corner, table 6, that's the final 4 pieces with Mariana, Maria, Alberto, and Jose from Spain. They have that border built out. It's interesting that they have a sorting tray right in the middle. I wonder if they're going to use that as a piece jail for whenever things get stuck going forward.
Yeah, that is also a very, very good tactic here. Just these boards, when you have this many hands over a puzzle working on the assembly, it can be very, very useful to have boards to organize things and just to hand things over, because it can be very clumsy if someone just holds the pieces in their hands and tries to transfer it, because then you might have to reflip again, or it's just harder to figure out. But with a board you can organize it pretty well already.
We just got a report from the floor. Virtually all of the teams have picked Garden Allotment as one of the puzzles, and then it's a little more split between the Gelini and the Disney Pixar Toy Store, and then just a small handful of the Christmas Rockefeller. That makes a lot of sense to me. That Rockefeller one looks very, very difficult.
Yeah, it is. The Rockefeller Christmas puzzle is definitely something that is extremely busy. There's a lot of things going on the ice. The ice itself is very big and blue. So that can take up a lot of time, even though like the Christmas tree itself and maybe the buildings in the back are pretty good.
Yeah.
But then with the ice, it is most probably very, very hard to get around.
Yeah, table 6 here, the final 4 pieces. They decided to go with the Gelini initially, which is a really interesting tactic, because I think that one might be a little more difficult than the garden one, but maybe they're trying to start with the harder one so they can accelerate into the end, which is really cool.
Exactly. The Gelini, what makes the Gelini pretty difficult is that there's a lot of pretty dark sections, even though they can be differentiated a little bit if like we look at the image a little bit more closely. So even the parts that are like super dark, they have like a hidden gradient in them, some features that might make it easier to find which dark piece goes. But otherwise, yeah, there's, for example, there's this green seaweed all over that can be tricky to find which piece belongs to which seaweed on which side of the image. And with these images, it can kill a lot of time if somebody has to like look on two opposite sides of the puzzle, because you just have to navigate so much.
Yeah, we can see in the upper left-hand corner here, table 69, that's Toto and Ka with Maria, Laura, Ana, and Sarah, all from Spain. Can't quite see their progress, but they're using these really cool puzzle trays. You know, puzzle trays have been used in a lot of different ways. We've seen ones that are shaped like the pieces, different colors. I know Zacco makes puzzle boards that are absolutely fantastic.
They are extremely popular as well.
Yeah, where it's like one side is empty, so it's easy to slide out different pieces. So, you know, the field is going, and the tools that these puzzlers are using are going to keep changing over time.
Yeah, it is also starting to get more and more specialized in that we have products now specifically for speed puzzlers. For example, these puzzle trays with one side open just to like make it easier to slide things off quicker. That is kind of a speed puzzling invention. So yeah, the speed puzzling is growing in that sense as well, as in like more specialized products as well for speed puzzlers.
Look at how tight these piles are on for that team. That's so cool, and really great border control right here. And
exactly.
It's always interesting whenever people build things out of frame, because there's that nerve-wracking moment of transferring it into the puzzle itself.
Exactly.
But they are doing absolutely fantastic. I believe that's table 16. That's going to be Eat Our Blue Dust with Maha, Jenny, Laura, and Ria from Finland. And, you know, I think a lot of people are going to be eating that dust before too long here if they keep that pace up. Really cool use of the black sorting trays as well, and they're completely ignoring a lot of that background green. They're going for very specific targets. In speed puzzling, the more precise you can be with objects, targets that are somewhere between 6 to 15 pieces early on, it's going to give you anchors to work off of a little bit later to make life easier. And
specifically with this puzzle, it makes a lot of sense that people do like these blocks of things that they can find, like the sunflowers, like the patch of different vegetables, the buildings, and then try and fill out the space between them.
Yeah, you can see that fence background is also pretty nice. This is table 59, Saca El Martillo with Belinda, Celine, Esther, and Evelyn from Spain going to town. The lower left-hand corner, we have table 62. That's the Puzzle Ninjas with Deborah, Julia, Lisa, and Medina doing a really solid job. They have a lot of that border worked out. I can't quite see the team. Oh, that's 59 in the upper right-hand corner. And the Whimsy Pieces in the upper left-hand corner. They have that full border, and they are branching down from the sky. They have several anchors with those sunflowers. We can't see the lower half of their puzzle just yet, but I do see a lot of white flowers already built on that particular board that they're going to be able to slide off into place pretty quickly here.
In the meantime, I have actually also received a little bit of data. The garden allotment puzzle has been chosen 76 times out of the 81 teams that are participating in this round of the competition. So it is an overwhelming majority of being picked. And you can see why, because we're barely at 17 minutes and the puzzle whimsies on the right side of the screen at the moment, they are hammering that puzzle. There's, I would say that confidently a third of the puzzle already done, and we're under 20 minutes for now.
Yeah, and I'll point out that the Whimsy Pieces have never they've paired off a couple of times, but as a full complement group, they've never had a in competition puzzle experience before. So they're off to a really good start. We could see Eat Our Blue Dust over on the left-hand side there. They're making really good progress. I'm not entirely sure who's ahead right now, but this is looking really, really good for both teams.
I would definitely say that is the Whimsy Pieces ahead. but they are also way more organized. And then here we have another team, and as far as I can tell, they're from Hungary, table 48.
Yeah, table 48, that's...
Csapat.
Thank you.
So a special shout out for our Hungarian team here. Zsuzsanna, Bernadette, Tamás and Zolán. They're doing incredible. As far as I can see, it's 3 children at the table. So it is very, very cool to see like a family get together. I would assume it's a family getting together to puzzle.
Well, I don't know if it's just a family or a speed family, but look at the progress they've made in 18 minutes and 10 seconds. They already have a lot of sorting going on. This is one of the things that I love about speed puzzling, is that it can look like there's not a lot of progress, but then all of a sudden it links together because you're setting yourself up for success later.
Oh, wow. And there in the bottom left corner of the screen, we can see the Czech Puzzle Queens yet again. And since the last time that we checked on them, they have made incredible progress. And I would definitely say they are confidently ahead of the game at the moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They have almost the full upper quarter of this puzzle built out. They have a lot of islands squared away, and just look at how smoothly they are all interacting and working inside of the frame at this point. There's a lot of pointing to make sure that where things go are set up. And right now, Team Whimsy is trying to lock in those white flowers, hopefully give them a good anchor that they can branch out from. Really, really fantastic puzzling by everybody. I do have a comment from the chat from Lene asking, saying, I wonder if they've put all the Christmas puzzles in the team rounds to make us forget the heat wave and hot temperatures in the dome.
It would be pretty nice.
It would be pretty nice. To be fair, I'm not sure anything can make us forget about how hot it is right now.
Oh yeah.
Considering that it is still very, very warm in the dome. Yes, last night was pretty spooky with a lot of the rain and stuff falling.
Oh,
and
yes.
The crew here did a fantastic job trying to protect the puzzlers. We know that was pretty chaotic both in the stream and here, but everybody is safe and okay, which is the most important part.
Yes, that was the most important part. And I saw this from the outside, so I was at the dome, but I wasn't puzzling at the time or working backstage. Yeah. But I did see that all the helpers really made an effort to make sure that the puzzlers on the field are not experiencing any of the events that are going on.
Yeah. The Czech Puzzle Queens really pulling ahead at this point. They're so good at getting those anchors in and then working around. It seems like they've done extra sorting. Everybody has a job and a project that they are working on actively. The upper right-hand corner, we can see the Speed Swedes going to town. I think they might be slightly ahead of Whimsy, a little behind the Czech Puzzle Queens right now, and that's in the lower right-hand corner. That is Eat Our Blue Puzzle, our Blue Dust, doing a fantastic job. They're sort of working their way from top to bottom, starting with that sky portion, and now they have a few anchors with that blue pattern watering can in the bottom.
Yes, and whoever is watching the live stream and is maybe not that familiar with speed puzzling Ravensburger, the Eat Our Blue Dust is a reference to the very famous puzzle dust that comes with most of the Ravensburger puzzles that you do.
Yeah.
It is quite popular to have different kind of puns or jokes in team names, especially for teams that come together just randomly or just for a competition. It's easiest to come up with some kind of a puzzle pun to turn it into your team name.
Yeah, but look at the Czech Puzzle Queens go to town right now. We know that Jana, Katarina, Teresa, and Marketa are all in the individual finals.
Yes,
we know
they
that
are.
Teresa and Marketa are a wildly strong pair that are in the finals.
They're pairs world champions from last year.
So, this is a powerhouse team, and you can see how quickly their hands are moving and linking things into place. The Speed Swedes over on the right-hand side trying to get a little bit of space, and it looks like they're looking for a big join in that lower left-hand corner of the puzzle. Are they going to be able to get it in and keep on working? Let's see. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah, we're coming up on 21:47 minutes of this competition, and the Whimsy Pieces in the upper left-hand corner, they almost have that whole sky built out at this point, and they're going to start working down into the rest of it.
I would pretty confidently say that at least one team is going to be done by the 30-minute mark at this point. It looks extremely good.
Oh yeah. Well, and anytime you in teams in general, getting a puzzle in under the 40-minute line is a really, really solid time. Once you get down to the 35s, your 32s, your sub-30s, they're doing an amazing job at that stage, and the Czech Puzzle Queens might be able to put up a new record here for this particular puzzle.
Yes, everyone is making incredible progress here. They're closing in on a lot of the sections. And yeah, it's just so exciting to watch these extremely fast puzzlers at work here, just doing their best, and yeah, just rocking this puzzle. It's also very, very nice to see, like, every time when these top teams actually choose the same puzzle, because then you can actually also compare like their progress way better, because if we had one team that is on a completely different image, it's very, very hard to compare.
Absolutely. And, you know, some of these teams, the main goal is just get into the final. You know, they're just putting up a good time. A lot of everybody that's in D right now, if they're in the semifinals, or if they're in the finals pairs or the finals individuals later on, they're going to end up being about 3,500 pieces in at that point, and that's a tiring day. So some of the teams might be taking their foot off the gas a little bit. We can see in the lower right-hand corner, that's Team 24, the Ice Girls from Iceland, Hrefna, Augusta, Johanna, and Ruth from Iceland. They are doing a great job. Look at how much they've gotten. They have that whole top half, the border is locked in, and they are going to town. It's so cool to see a team from Iceland here, and just how international puzzling has gotten over the last few years.
Yes, we have an incredible number of countries represented at this competition this year. As far as I can remember, it is over 60 countries.
Wow.
that are represented at the event altogether. So yes, it's a very, very international experience, and we have talked about it before that even though when people don't speak the same language, if you just give them a puzzle to like to complete together, they're going to find their common language.
Yeah. Someone in the chat here is mentioning Puzzles with PETA mentions, I wonder if the Czech Puzzle Queens can beat the Aussie All-Star time of 29:07. You know, it's looking like they have a really good shot here. We have 24 minutes and about 30 seconds. I think they might be able to smash that record. And this is, you know, and part of the thing is you can never really compare times from two different puzzles evenly. And so that makes it a little tricky. But right now they are looking to make a really excellent run at hitting a new World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships record for the team's preliminary rounds.
It is a very, very good thing to point out how you can't really compare like the completion times from different events or even from home, because the circumstances do influence the puzzling very, very much. So there are puzzlers who do way better at home without the stress, in the calm. That's when they can do their best. And there are some who actually do their best at a competition because they feel the pressure of having to actually do well. And that is where their speed really comes out. But I do think that it's going to be possible for them to finish it under 28 even.
Yeah, we just saw a rotation on the Czech Puzzle Queens. Shifting of positions is one really good way to make sure that your eyes aren't getting so locked in that you lose track of what you're working on. And sometimes going to a different spot gives you a little bit of boost. You know, fresh eyes can make it where you're pretty fresh. The Speed Swedes are flying right now. They only have a pretty big chunk of the green over on the right-hand side. Whimsy Pieces are still trying to get the rest of that little garden lined up. There's duplication in there, and that can be really tricky for a lot of folks.
Yes, exactly. It does seem like the Swedish team is pulling ahead of the Whimsy Pieces. At the moment, it seems like they are stalling a little bit, but they are still making progress. It's just a little bit slowing down at the moment.
Yeah. In the right-hand corner, we have Table 33, Relaxa in Cassia. I apologize for the name. It's a Portugal team with Bruno, Pedro, Silvia, and Sara, and they are flying right now. I think we're going to see a very similar tactic from a lot of the teams where you get that upper half of the puzzle knocked out. There's also some really good backgrounds in those greens where there's sort of this like star or wave pattern, and I think a lot of the teams are blowing that away. But look at the Czech Puzzle Queens getting closer and closer with their heads as they zoom in on one small area. They only have two boards that are on top of the puzzle, so that way everybody has easy access to the pieces.
And not just that, but those boards are also very, very good to cover up parts of the puzzle that they no longer need to use. So their eyes are not going to have to focus on that part of the puzzle. It's just covered up, and they can really like focus on the two patches of the puzzle that are still left.
They're down to maybe about 30 pieces or so. Are they going to be able to keep this under 28 minutes? Absolutely. They are chewing through this.
Incredible.
I like how they all are using only one hand to dive in right now. They're not trying to pick two up with each hand.
Yes, that's a very good point.
Those little optimizations, so that way everybody can make progress, is huge. And let's see how they make the transition. 27. Oh, they have a missing piece. They need to find it. Are they going to take the time penalty?
Yes, in the middle.
Oh no, just take the time penalty.
No.
There it is. 27-28. We see a trifold.
27-32.
And let's see the transition. How are they going to get it into the box? Little slow getting it from one to the other, but there it goes.
Probably
Okay.
the missing piece has mixed up a little bit their usual choreography of how they would do a puzzle.
Yep.
It can throw you off very, very much if you all of a sudden have to look for a piece. And that's also why we were shouting, just take the time penalty and just go on. Like, don't care about it. But then again, like, yeah, they can kind of afford it as well. They are so far ahead of everybody else at the moment. Even though the Swedish team at table 4, they are closing in very much as well. Closely followed by the puzzle Whimsies and Eat Our Blue Dust.
Yeah, this is gonna be really exciting. It looks like the Czech Puzzle Queens picked the Jelini as their second puzzle, so we'll see how they get on with that. Right now, we're going to try to figure out which team is going to jump onto their second puzzle next. It's going to be really tight. We can see that the Whimsies are doing the round robin, where they are putting the pieces onto the boards, and everybody's kind of responsible for their own section. And
very
so
nice.
they can just trade the pieces around and load in on a section, rather than trying to find the piece that could be anywhere. It's really, really cool to see that tactic come into play.
It is also very, very practical of how they are closing in on just one section of the puzzle and kind of trying to fill in everything around it, because it can take away a lot of time from you if you have separate parts of the puzzle missing pieces, because then you have to zoom around the entire puzzle to keep track of what is happening.
Yeah. You can see in the lower left-hand corner, that's table 28, Death by Shape Sort, with Peter, Jacques, Sophie, and Gosia from Denmark, and they are getting ready to come into the close. That right-hand side giving a lot of teams trouble, but look at the speed Swedes. Are they going to be able to keep this under 30 minutes? I'm not entirely sure. If they get that little bit of physicality, they might be able to bruise through this, but that's such a large area that's really tricky for teams to organize around.
It is tricky, though, to tell how fast these remaining pieces are going to be completed, because, yeah, in solo it's pretty easy to say, but with 8 hands around the table, it can be deceiving, because on one hand you have more hands working on it, but then they can get in the way of each other.
Absolutely. We can see that that the Speed Swedes are trying to get themselves organized around that gap in the middle. It's really tricky. I think they only have about 10 pieces remaining. The Whimsy Pieces rotating those boards, trying to make up a little bit of time. Their hands are working so fast to try to get into those edges. And the Speed Swedes are done.
Minutes.
Congratulations.
Done.
Are we going to see a fold and roll? Yes. Fold and roll
the fold fell
into the
apart
box.
a little bit, but it worked out.
And they're getting started right away.
There's over there, yes.
There it is. And they've also picked the Jelini. Fascinating.
I actually have some data on that as well. In total, 53 teams have picked it, and 43 of them picked it as their second puzzle.
That makes a lot of sense. And, you know, it really comes down to, have the teams done these puzzles before, and what are they most comfortable with? Because there's a lot of awkward duplication in that Jelini that could be rough.
And here we actually have table 55 from Germany. It's actually a German-Dutch mixed team that we have seen for the first time. Is the Lowland Linkers. And they are doing an extremely good job on the garden allotment as well. They're closing in on the last pieces. We will probably see a lot of finishes coming up now with the first puzzle.
And look at this race-off between the Lowland Linkers with Ina, Angelica, Tamar, and Denise. Really, really strong players. And the Whimsy Pieces are accelerating into the close here. Really, really fantastic job for a team that has not done a puzzle in competition before yet.
Exactly.
The last two.
Oh, one more.
Get it?
And it was just hidden
31 to 19. Now let's watch this transition. They do a trifold, slide it in, and are already opening the bag for the next one. They make a big dump, and they are off to the races.
Mari and Semi have puzzled together before, though. If I am correct.
Oh yeah, Mari.
You can see that with just the fold and putting away part. And they are actually doing the Disney puzzle second.
Oh, they picked Disney Pixar.
They
That's
picked Disney
wild.
Pixar. 15 teams have picked the Disney Pixar as their second puzzle. And yes, as I was saying before, I personally would like this choice because it's a very, very nice puzzle. It's busy, and if there's a lot of people who like busy puzzles on the team, then it can be a very good choice because you can just go all out on pick and place for the entire puzzle.
This is some amazing puzzling. We were saying it earlier. If you get a 1,000-piece puzzle done with 4 people under 50 minutes, that's really good. If it's under 40 minutes, that is a blistering time. If you're in the low 30s, you are in the upper tier of team puzzlers in the world, and this is absolutely amazing. Look at Team 55 here, 55, the Lowland Linkers, coming into the close. You can see that they only have maybe about 15 pieces remaining, all in that bottom chunk. There's so much duplication. How are they going to work around? You can see one person with a fan because it is hot in this dome.
It is hot in here. And especially if you're speed puzzling with that hyper focus, just trying your best and just concentrating that much, and the heat becomes even stronger. And only the
come on, get those last ones in.
And
there
done.
it is. Now let's see the transition.
Let's see the transition.
Oh, and I love this. There's no rule that you can't start opening the next box until the first one's away.
You just have to put the puzzle.
You just have to start putting it. Oh, we get a little bit of a crumble. They fold it up, it rolls in, a little crunch to make sure it goes. Last 3.
And there you go.
Alrighty, very well done.
And they're still organizing the boards. There's a little bit of time lost there.
But the only goal in this round is to get to the finals, right?
Yes.
So you can afford a little bit of awkward choreography if you're going to make it up in the next round. We can see Team 28 in your lower left-hand corner there, trying to pull up the names from Denmark. That's Death by Shape Sort coming into the close. They're going to be able to go under 35 minutes. This is absolutely phenomenal.
Yes. And these times that we are talking about here, they are really outstanding times in puzzling. So as you most probably have experienced yourself, if you just take out a 1,000-piece puzzle by yourself, it might sit on your table for months, or if you're maybe a little bit quicker and more determined, than a couple of days. But these speed puzzlers, they can do this in a couple of minutes.
And here's Death by a Shape Sort. Can they get those last ones in?
And
there we go. All right. The judges clears it. Now let's watch the transition.
Yeah,
they
it
get
fell
a fold,
apart a little bit.
And that's okay. Right now, it doesn't matter if it falls apart, how. It just needs to go away so you can start working on the next puzzle. That box is open and they are ready to roll. That was maybe about a 7-second transition time.
Probably, yes. I would even go out and say that, like, if you can do your first puzzle under 40 minutes, then you're pretty safely in the final at this point, because that is kind of the cutoff point. And we have 25 teams that are going to advance into the final.
Yeah, and we're going to see anything can happen on that second puzzle. You know, these folks are up early here. There was a long night yesterday. Some people are tuckered out. It's been a long week. It's hot. Anything can happen in speed puzzling, and so you have to make sure that you're on your game and encouraging your partners. You know, the 35-minute line is where that fatigue really starts to set in. Your back starts hurting. You've been staring at pieces. Maybe people around you are smelling a little funny because we're all sweating in this dome. All sorts of things can throw you off, and you have to stay really, really focused and organized in order to blitz through and make it into the finals in the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships Teams Division.
And it is definitely a good team building activity for everyone, because these teams get very close and physical as they are working on these puzzles. So there are true friendships formed at these events. As we have been saying, there are teams that are only puzzling here for the first time together, and they have not really, maybe they have talked before, but they haven't practiced, or maybe they have done a puzzle once before the competition, and we're seeing something exciting again.
Yeah, I can't quite make out the team number, unfortunately. I'm terribly sorry about that. We had it a moment ago, but I think the lower, on the right hand.
That I can tell. From here.
Oh yeah.
But now we're seeing a team of 3 actually.
We'll try to get that information. I think this is table 16. Yeah, is this? Oh, this is Eat Our Blue Dust. Somebody had just run around to the other side. They're coming into the close. Are they going to be able to keep this under 36:30? They only have 2 more pieces to go.
And
lock it in. There it is. Judge calls time. Here comes the transition. They get it 1 fold, and a roll. They're doing a roll.
That's a roll.
Yeah, there we go. I love a good cinnamon roll puzzle finish. They crumple it, put it all the way in. It's gone. They're going to start the next puzzle right away. And there's the team from Iceland, table 24, in the upper left-hand corner. In the right-hand corner, I believe this is table 2, the Korba doing a fantastic job. You know, this spaced-out sort of Swiss cheese-looking state of the puzzle can be helpful if you want to start working from a shape standpoint, because you can start seeing the piece and go, I need the one that has 3 prongs, or I need the one that has 4 prongs sticking out, and drop it in.
It also kind of helps with the team distribution so that the hands don't get in the way of each other, so that everyone can like assign a spot for themselves and they can distribute themselves. So it's easier to have an overview of the puzzle. And there we see I still think it's Colombia on the bottom left corner. Yes, it's Colombia. Definitely on the t-shirts. And then here we have the Lithuanian team having fun. Pun intended.
It's having fun.
And here, what is actually interesting to see is that we have one person on the top of the puzzle and 3 on the bottom.
Yeah, that you know, sometimes having only one person upside down is really tricky. But if they're strong in that way and they don't get distracted, really strong puzzling. Having fun, table 20. That is Inga, Urta, Julina, and Erica from Lithuania doing a fantastic job. And on the right-hand side, the team from Colombia is Ayako con Lulada. Thank you.
And it's Maria Andrea, Catalina, Juan Manuel, and Adriana Maria.
Thank you so much. And they are coming into the close. Are they going to be able to keep this under 38:30? We're going to see. It's a little bit of
someone
slowdown.
taking a footage already of them finishing.
They're so close.
It's always so exciting to see a team finish.
Is it going to be the Lithuanian team or the Colombian team coming into the next slot? Who is going to lock up that next stage as one step closer to getting into the team's final?
And here we already have one team member preparing the next puzzle on the side, and check. And there we have it.
We get a double fold. We get a hot dog and a hamburger fold. Roll it in. All those pieces don't need to go into the box. They just need to be
off the table.
Off the table. You need to have enough of them in the box to say, oh, it's in the box.
How many different folds do you differentiate? I have heard like at least 3 already. One was the hot dog. One was the cinnamon roll. What other edible folds do we have on the puzzles?
You know, let's ask we should ask the folks in the chat. What sort of different folds would you name? There's taco fold. There's hot dog, hamburger, there's rolls, cinnamon roll, there's the quad fold, tri-fold.
Also a fun fact, we are closing up on lunchtime here in Valladolid, so that might also be the reason that we are mentioning so many foods. And the Icelandic team has finished.
Congratulations. They do a tri-fold, they're going to slide, and it goes right into the box, so smooth on that, and they're starting the Gelini puzzle right away.
It looks like a very established team already, and Colombia is also done.
Look at that! Some cheers in the background from folks that they know. Are they going to do a pickup?
A little bit.
Okay, they thought about doing a pickup, transitioned into a slide. Really smart move to save some time down the line.
Yes, very well done.
And which one did they pick? Is that the garden?
It looks like the garden allotment is being put away. I think that's the Gelini yet again.
Okay.
And it's table 10. Yes.
Fantastic. Oh, and this is Lost and Found. We're going to see how they're doing, but they are coming in on the end of this garden puzzle, closing it out as quickly as they can.
And they have one hole in the puzzle, which is like very interesting to see. It's really just one gap in the entire puzzle, which can get very tricky with all the hands moving in just that small area.
It's table 22, Lost and Found. This is Lindsay, Kara, Megan, and Jerome from the United States. They have that same hole on the right-hand side that the top team Czech Puzzle Queens also had in that exact same area.
Yes, incredible job being done here. Well, maybe they have around 40 pieces left. And we have another team done. This is the German team. I can't see the table number at the moment, but they are doing an incredible fold here at the 40-minute mark. There's some pieces that were left behind, but they are getting ready for their second puzzle. And then the table 33, the Portuguese team is also closing up in the one gap in the bottom right corner of the puzzle. They are working on that spot as well, and as we have seen with a big number of teams, that is actually a very popular choice for the last section of the puzzle to be working on. The reason for that is that those white flowers are actually pretty tricky, and there's some like tripod stands in the garden that are also like somehow the wrong way around, and because it's an illustration and it's quite abstract compared to everything else, it can be tricky to work on that, so they have to figure out that part as well. But it's mostly these white flowers with the petals working all over the place, and it's a tricky section that is hard to figure out, and it involves a lot of shape work, and we're very excited to see Team Lost and Found close in on the last section of their puzzle. And we actually have our first guest interview.
G'day, from Heidi from Australia.
Hi, please let us know a little bit about yourself.
So I am, as you can hear, I'm from Australia. I have a YouTube channel called All Things Speed Puzzling, as well as an Instagram page, and I just love talking about all things speed puzzling.
Well, then you're in the right place now.
So-
how has the competition been for you so far?
Oh, look, it's been hit and miss. I got through to the semis in the solos and the pairs, which was a huge win. And we're in the teams final tomorrow, so very exciting.
Incredible.
Well, here comes the USA team. Are they going to be able to close out?
And one last piece.
Looks like everybody has one piece.
It seems like one person pulled out hands off the puzzle just to make space for everyone and switch.
Just under 43 minutes.
Everybody's finishing on those white daisies. They are really, really tricky.
They are pretty tricky.
But every single team has chosen the garden, that garden puzzle. So as I was walking around the floor, I think I only saw 6 teams choose Rockefeller, 5 or 6 teams, and everyone has chosen this one. So it's clearly a very fast puzzle. What was it, 28 or 29 minutes? Something?
Yeah, the first finisher was under 28 minutes.
It was 27-27 for that first.
It is an insane time. And I do have the data that we have only had 5 teams choose the Rockefeller puzzle.
I was trying to count.
It was not a popular choice.
No, I was trying to count, and then I lost track because I had to do something, and there we go, another finisher.
It's table 72. That's going to be Parts Finder from Germany with Tanya, Margrethe, Steinen, and Jessica.
Well, here we go, another one finishing.
I actually have a little background
I didn't catch the
on the
table
Parts
on that.
Finder team because they actually had, unfortunately, one team member pull out in the last minute, and they had to find someone, I think, last week to join their team. So it's a new team in that sense.
Heidi, what are you noticing about the transitions that teams are making?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of mistakes. I don't think the judges or the teams are aware that you have to physically pack up your whole puzzle before you can open the next bag. And what I've had to say to a lot of teams is, no, hold off. You can't open your next bag until this one is packed away. So this one's a good transition. They're packing up their whole puzzle before they open up the next bag.
This is Team 17. This is the Cherry Blossom Challengers with Eric, Felisa, Jane, and Alexander from the U.S. Let's see how this one goes. How do you think the trifold or breaking it up?
Folding.
I have my idea.
100% of the time you fold it up and then slide it into the box.
They get it at 44,
Let's
43.
see how they do it. See, now they're getting ready to open up their bag. Yeah,
with a big
doing
crumble.
That is absolutely the wrong thing. Just fold it and slide it.
It's a choice. It's a choice.
It's slower. It's much slower than just folding it and sliding it.
And here we see the Whimsies cracking ahead at the Disney toy store.
This is their second puzzle?
This is their second puzzle. They are working on that very well so far. We have an almost full edge, and you can see that this is a challenging puzzle. It's not the easiest choice, I would say.
No, I think the Gelini and the Disney puzzle were both they appear to be as easy or as hard as each other, but I think the sections in the middle of the Gelini puzzle are going to be harder than the Disney ones to fill in those blank spots.
Here are the Czech puzzle queens. Look at the progress they've made. They don't have that full border completed, but everybody is using a puzzle board to make a specific project. What do you think of that, Heidi?
Yeah, I think that's great. Building off to the side, you're out of everybody's way. However, there are some team members that like to build onto that. So the sooner you can get that into the puzzle, the sooner your other team members can build off from that. And so I think once this woman in the bottom right-hand corner, once she's finished that chest or whatever it is, she dumps that in, and then they can build all around that.
Yeah, that is definitely a very, very good point. All of these larger sections that they have completed already, that is going to be a very good start for a starburst later on.
Yes.
And that will provide the entire puzzle where you can just fill in the gaps.
Absolutely. We see a lot of pieces inside the middle of the puzzle in the top left-hand corner, so I wonder how they're going to... Oh, we've got another finisher. Fabulous.
Oh, did we catch the table number by chance?
Unfortunately
no,
not.
they've taken the slip of paper. They're very efficient, the
56.
judges.
56.
See how she's opening the pair? She's got to wait until that's slid in.
Yep.
Hands off.
Yeah, and now she can open the bag.
So that's table 56. That's just one more puzzle from Malgorzata, Gabrielle, Julita, and Alexandra from Poland. Very well done.
Amazing job, cracking ahead on their second puzzle.
So as a judge, we record the time on the first puzzle, and then we race it over to the timekeeper.
Extra little
There's
wave.
one of our fabulous volunteers waving, and then we race back and put the sheet of paper back on the table for the next puzzle.
Speaking of that, Heidi, I know that there's been a few changes and updates and clarifications in the rules. Is that difficult for the judges to keep track of?
Yes, and we have a lot of volunteers that it's their first day today.
Oh, wow.
Because we were short on volunteers. So we haven't had the debrief this morning about wait until they've finished their second puzzle. So there's a couple of judges out there that perhaps aren't aware of that rule. So I was sort of running around saying to teams, wait. But look, it's just fabulous that we have volunteers. We were a little bit short yesterday and we missed a couple. But we've got a big turnout today, which is great to see.
And you have been volunteering the entire competition?
Most of the competition. The conditions, as you know, have been very trying with the heat. So I have only been able to volunteer for one race at a time, then go back to my room, cool down, and then come back for another one later in the afternoon, because I do, it is very hot, and in the middle of the room the airflow is not as great as it is on the outside of the dome. So walking around for 3 hours in a team's race is a challenge.
Being cooked in the dome in the meantime.
Yes. And then we have, I think you said yesterday on the commentary, we had the Thunderdome where there was thunder and lightning. So it's gone from the glass house to the Thunderdome.
Oh, yes.
It's pretty crazy. Well, Heidi, we don't want to keep you too long because I know that a lot of other teams are starting to wrap up here. Any shout outs you want to make to the puzzle world before we let you get on?
Well, apparently there's some sort of YouTube event happening in this afternoon, so I'm going to find out more about that, and I'm sure Michelle from the Purple Puzzler will let people know what's going on.
Amazing.
And so I'll be participating in that, and check out All Things Speed Puzzling YouTube channel, and if you're an average speed puzzler like me and you want to improve, that's the channel to check out for.
Amazing.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Heidi. And we are closing in on the 49-minute and 15-second line of this World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships Round D team competition. We were taking 25 teams that will go into the final from this round. And, the goal is just make it into the final for a lot of teams. Some teams are here and they just want to complete the puzzle. That's all they want to do.
And not even two of them, they just want to complete at least one puzzle during the competition. So that is actually one thing that is very, very nice about this event in general, is that yes, it is competitive, but there are a lot of people here who are still just trying to have a good time. They just want to enjoy puzzling and they just want to join the fun. It's not about the result, they just want to enjoy the puzzles. So that's one magical thing to see as well, where puzzlers just get together for the team rounds to just enjoy a little bit more puzzling before the event ends.
And look at this progress in the lower left-hand corner. That is the Czech Puzzle Queens. They are blazing away at that Jelini puzzle. I think making those big anchors of those individual gummy bear like characters was really smart, because they have anchors to push off of. Here's the Whimsy Pieces. They've done the full border and they've worked from the bottom to the top, and now they can get a lot of those little character creatures inside of there. In the lower left-hand corner are the Speed Swedes, and it doesn't look like they have a lot, but look at the sorting boards and the giant sections that some of those individuals have built. They're going to airdrop those in, and this puzzle is going to come together real fast.
Yes, they have some huge sections done that are just not in the frame yet, so it's very, very deceiving of how much they have done of the puzzle so far.
And we have somebody else joining us at the table here for a moment. What is your name, good sir?
Hello, Jim. I'm James Nichols from the United Kingdom Jigsaw Puzzle Association.
Hello.
So good to see you. I was a fellow occasional co-host on the EJJ. So,
and you do such a fantastic job. Tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in the competition today.
Well, it's been a very hot and sweaty competition with amazing times. I mean, this is my third year back, and I last year I thought times couldn't get faster. They improved so much, and then again, some of the times we've seen this year. I haven't had much of a chance to be watching this round because I've been doing something else outside.
That's exactly what we wanted to ask you about, since you're wearing something very special on your head.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You have a huge pin. So what is that about?
I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be able to sit here wearing a nicely wool crocheted hat of a chicken on my head. But we had the idea this time last year to come up with a format called Puzzle Chicken. and we've been running Puzzle Chicken events out under the tents outside the dome for the last few days. And Puzzle Chicken, in a way we're running it in person, is a short format version of puzzling, competitive puzzling, but instead of everybody starting at the same time and seeing who finishes fastest, we have a countdown clock, and we've been running 100-piece puzzle. Everyone has a 100-piece puzzle. The clock has 12 minutes on it. You have to have completed the puzzle by the time the clock hits 0 to have a place or to win. But the winner is the person who starts the latest. And everyone has a little bit of paper in front, and they write their name, and they commit to a time, and then they can change that as many times until they actually start. So you get nice bidding wars going while they're puzzling, before they start puzzling. But then once they start, we see, and we've been having people put down times as low as like 4.5 minutes.
I love the brinkmanship of that kind of game. I do want to take a quick look here. The lower right-hand corner, that's Table 5, Border Patrol. They're getting ready to finish up this Disney Pixar puzzle. This might be harder than people think it is, but this is their first one. They're coming into the close. This is Border Patrol with Josefia, Sofia, Helena, and Maria from Portugal. They're cruising on this. Can they get this in under 53:05?
And I wonder if their next puzzle is going to be the garden allotment. So they are now switching from the more difficult puzzle to the easier
hands off.
one.
Let's see the judge check. Judge clears it.
Oh.
We get a little bit of a fold, and now they have to slide it off into a box. Which way are they going to go? There it is.
The garden allotment is the next one.
And you see they open it right away. There has been some uncertainty with some judges about when you can start that next puzzle. I'm really hoping that next year some of these rules can be solidified ahead of time so that all of the competitors and all the judges are on the same page going in.
And not just that, but that the teams can also practice, because it does mean a lot. These seconds that people spend in transitioning from the one puzzle to the other can make a difference in the placements in the end as well.
Absolutely. Well, James, how did you come up with Puzzle Chicken?
So it actually came through the European Jigsaw Jam, where I was doing, and you'll be very familiar with this, Jim. And unless you've had, one of the issues with commentating when you're commentating on something like even a 500-piece puzzle, is that there's a lot of chat to get in before the puzzle starts, and then if you're commentating once the puzzle starts, there's quite a lot of dead air. Unless somebody turns up and comes and talks to you wearing a kosher chicken hat, you've got to try and work out how to sort of fill a little bit of time. And there's obviously, you'll talk about the puzzle, you'll talk about the techniques and things. But I wanted to try and come up with a format where I could actually be talking to the sort of elite, faster puzzlers in the group for more time at the front end of the online event. Mm-hmm. So we started this doing 500-piece, 90-minute Puzzle Chicken online. And then we, a few months ago, started to trial doing these smaller, faster ones for in competition. And it just slots in quite nicely. If you've got a competition like this, you can have a back room or a side room and run multiple Puzzle Chicken events, and you can run it very casually, or you could run it in a more formal, competitive way. The casual way is quite fun, because one of the things I love about it is the chat that goes on within the competitors about, oh, you've put 6 minutes 20 down, I'm going to put 6 minutes 18 down. And then you get
playfulness.
We had an amazing play yesterday where I think it was a competitor from China put 4 minutes 20 down. Yeah. Everyone else thought there's no way they're going to do that, so they put higher bids down and started. And then as soon as the second to last person put theirs down, they crossed through out 4 minutes 20 and went back to 10 seconds. They went back to 6 minutes 50, and they won comfortably. So it was.
That is actually very.
So it's
tricky.
quite. So we've got all sorts of strategy coming out in it now.
We have Table 12 finishing up their first puzzle. That's Rumpepezi. Sorry, I apologize for the name. Rumpepezi is with Luis, Teresa, Ana, and Daniel from Spain doing a great changeover. I'm watching it right here. They swap that whole puzzle off so fast, and now they're jumping on to the next one. Really, really smooth transition.
And here we see, I think, our top 3 leading teams at the moment: the Czech Puzzle Queens, the Puzzle Whimsies, and the Fast Swedes. Speedy Swedes.
And they are doing a great job.
And everyone is doing an incredible job here.
Well, James, I don't want to hold on to you for too long. Where can people find you and watch Puzzle Chicken and your events?
So we just asked, I mean, we're happy for people to run Puzzle Chicken events, but if they can just credit the UKJPA as the sort of inventors of it. The rules are on the UKJPA website, along with all our information about our February competition in Cardiff and our April nationals. So all of that's available on the United Kingdom Jigsaw Puzzle Association website, how to play, some tips about running a competition. and a little bit on our social media. This week I'm going to try and be outside, so this is a little bit sun and thunderstorm dependent, but as long as I can keep reasonably cool and reasonably dry, I'm going to be trying to run as many events outside the tent. And so we've got a sign up sheet if people want to come along and sign up and come and play. It's great fun. It only takes 12 minutes. You get to do a 100-piece puzzle, and as long as my puzzles don't get completely mashed and broken, we will run it as long as we can. I mean, at some point I'd love to run it with some of the high-end elite puzzlers, sort of like towards the top 10. That would be nice. So I don't know, we might be able to sort something out with that.
We
might
really
run a
great.
YouTube event a bit later
idea.
on. So, but so that's great. Thank you so much for the time to explain about Puzzle Chicken.
Thank you, James, and good luck with it, and baka to you.
Yeah, baka.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
All right, we are coming up on the 57-minute and 30-second line. It
And
looks like the Czech Puzzle Queens are trying to make a new team's record in this preliminary round. We know that we had a team make a new one, and then the Aussie All-Stars made a new one yesterday at a minute and 1. Can the Czech Puzzle Queens keep this under a minute 1 and create a new record in these in this team preliminary rounds?
An hour one.
An hour one, sorry.
A minute one.
That would be
That
really
would be
fast. But they are cruising away. The lower right-hand corner, you can see table 28, Death by Shape Sort, really doing well on this Gelini. I'm always a little nervous about sorted puzzles being, sorted pieces placed on top of the puzzle itself, but they seem to be in real good control of it. But Czech Puzzle Queens are down to maybe about the last 75 pieces or so, and it looks like there's a little bit of more sorting going on. There's never wasted moments with a team like that.
No, definitely not. And it also makes sense to try and spread out the remaining pieces on the boards. First of all, because they have 4 people with 4 boards, they can control their section or their bunch of pieces, and they can switch it around anytime. So they can try their own section, fill it in whatever they can, and just hand it over. And it also gives you a better overview of what pieces you have left.
Yeah, in the US we started calling this the round robin, where you trade those pieces around.
Ooh.
One person to the next, just moving the boards to keep it smooth. But they are blazing fast right now. This part is really tricky because there is duplication on opposite sides of the board all over the place. You see the Whimsies in the upper left-hand corner. They did a little bit of a round robin, rotated a few pieces there. We're going to see how they get on. You can hear cheers in the background as some more teams are finishing their first puzzle. Keep hitting reload to see what that's going to be on the results. Somebody corrected me. The time they're chasing is an hour.
3:50.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident they will do that. They still have an entire minute before the hour mark, and then in 3 minutes they are going to get through these pieces, definitely. So we might see a record coming on.
It's so exciting to see puzzlers at the top of their game here at the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships. Teams Round D. We're getting ready to cross the hour line, so we're not going to see a team go back to back under 30 minutes. But this is still absolutely impressive puzzling.
This is incredible puzzling that we can see from all these competitors. And there we saw a little round robin going on with the Whimsies, just handing over the boards to get a better control of what they have in their hands. Just try and fill in all of those pieces. And with that puzzle, it is very tricky because you have shelves on both sides, and it does help you a little bit if you know the Disney characters, because you can also navigate it better with the team as well. You can say that I'm working on Buzz Lightyear and things like that, but it also just helps you recognize the pieces better of where they are going.
That's a really good point. And look in the upper right-hand corner, that's the Speed Swedes. They have a lot of those big Gelini islands already built in, and now they're into that tangled mess. But the lower left-hand corner, the Czech Puzzle Queens coming down to the last 20 pieces or so. Are they going to be able to keep this under an hour and 2 minutes? I'm not sure if they'll be able to hit the 1 minute line, but they are flying right now. Look, they're down to using just one hand at a time, trying to stay out of each other's way. There's 3 boards on the table. They've covered everything else up. There's only a few holes remaining. Are they going to be able to keep this down under an hour too? Look, there's only 5 pieces remaining. One of them looks bored, leaning on the face. Can they get it? And get the judge check. An hour, 1 and 3 seconds. Congratulations to the Czech Puzzle Queens.
The Czech Puzzle Queens have done an incredible job here. That's an amazing time.
So exciting, and when you come into that end, the little bit of adrenaline
and a wave.
Absolutely love it. Fantastic job by the Czech Puzzle Queens.
Incredible job.
And While they've finished, I'm sure that applause and excitement has sent a shockwave through the other participants as they know the clock is now ticking, and really, they need to start really putting on the juice to get to the next stage.
It can be extremely tricky though as well, because in the team competition you can never know if the applause is for the first puzzle for a random team or for the last puzzle of the winning team. So actually the applause might just give you a boost.
Oh yeah, you never know. And so being able to stay locked in with your team, focused on your puzzle, ignoring everything else is really difficult. We talk a lot about the physical training and the strategy that goes on. The mental game is huge in speed puzzling. Somebody, Aussie puzzler, mentioning that the Czech puzzle queens need little crowns. Maybe they will. We don't know.
Maybe they will, or someone needs to get them some. And then I did see a comment saying that it is going to be very exciting to see them go up against the EJJ squad in the next round. At the European Championship, they were very, very close to each other, but the EJJ squad took the champion title. And it's going to be super exciting to see if that happens with the World Championship title or not.
Yeah. Lower left-hand corner, Eat Our Blue Dust from Finland, doing a really solid job on the Gelini puzzle. You can see that they have a lot of those big islands down, and now they're in those sections that have duplicated water that kind of extend throughout. Table 28 in the lower right-hand corner, Death by Shape Sort from Denmark. I think that they're a little behind the Finnish team right now, but it seems like they have some action going on those sorting trays. The upper right-hand corner, the Speed Swedes doing a really good job. We can see a shift of puzzle pieces on the trays to try to get people over. I'm not sure if there's a shape sort going on, but look at the Whimsy Pieces flying through the rest of this. It looked like they were really, they were struggling for a little while there, but they have picked up the pace. They are now down to just 3 boards, and it looks a little Swiss cheesy. They're going to be able to blast through the rest of this.
It is also a thing with, especially with these busy puzzles, that the more you have done, the quicker they get, because you also have less points that you have to zoom through, and you also just get to know the image better. By the end of the ideally 40 minutes that you're spending on that puzzle, you keep looking back at the box and you just get to know the image better. So you might notice that one of the characters is actually on the top left corner, and then when you find pieces for it, you can just immediately actually take them there and not have to search for it anymore. So with these busy puzzles, the more you have, the better, and the quicker you can get at the end.
Yeah, you can see the Whimsy Pieces really using that rotation to their advantage. There's now room in the middle of the board for a sorting tray, and they're going to keep pushing through. You can see that the upper box there, they have some pieces floating around in the middle. That can be a blocked box situation where there's too much floating around that's not locked in, and it can cause a problem where you're not entirely sure if you can work by shape or by image in there. I hope they get that worked out, or even pull those pieces out for a moment, because then they can go back in and really storm through the rest of it. But they are doing a fantastic job. I think it's between Team Whimsy and the Speed Swedes right now for who's going to come in second in this team's preliminary round D of the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships teams.
And it does seem like they're kind of neck to neck at the moment. From this camera angle, I kind of think that they have an equal amount of pieces left. So it's really just about strategy, but maybe the Whimsies are going to be able to just zoom in a bit more on the last details of their busy puzzle, as compared to the Gelini one, where you actually have the more difficult parts at the very end, where you pretty much have to go by shape sort.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting, and both of these teams finished relatively close to each other on the garden allotment puzzle. So it's interesting to see that the puzzle picks themselves are still going to allow these teams to be pretty close at the end point.
Yeah, I don't think it is highlighted enough how much the puzzle choices actually influence your placement and your finishing time. If you choose the wrong puzzle, in this case, it unfortunately might be the Rockefeller ice skating puzzle. That can take away just so much time, and it might cost you the final.
And that's where a huge portion of speed puzzling is experience, whether it's individually, or pairs, or teams. Knowing what works best for you and the people you're playing with becomes just absolutely paramount.
Yes, and especially with beginner speed puzzlers, we often see that they go for something they like for their first speed puzzle. They might go for an image that looks very beautiful. It might be like the Rockefeller ice skating rink, that there's a lot of beautiful details, the image itself is very nice, and then the puzzle itself is actually very, very hard to speed puzzle. And that can be...
Yeah.
And that can be a very big challenge for a beginner speed puzzler. And it is actually a skill to be able to tell which puzzle is going to be difficult or not.
Absolutely, and sometimes the tricks you can use are, is there a lot of duplication? Is there a lot of color that is the exact same throughout? And, you know, one of the big ones, especially in a round like this where these puzzles have been released before, is, has anyone on your team done this before? Has anybody seen this or seen something very similar that they know this one's a trap? Because sometimes an image can look really nice, and then once you get into it, it's a little wacky. Somebody in the chat, Aussie Puzzler, is asking, what if transition is called the fold and fumble? I kind of like that. Whimsy Pieces are coming in on the last 30 pieces, so the speed Swedes right behind them. We're going to see who's going to be able to keep this under an hour 8. Their hands are in and out. I absolutely love the way that they are working together right now. I think that there's only holes on the left-hand side. There's no ambiguity left. Any piece they pick up can go in somewhere. This is Team 3. This is the Whimsy Pieces with Mari Black, Hannah Sigler, Sammy Brownlow, and Karen Nill coming into the close. Can they keep this under an hour 8? Really phenomenal puzzling. I think there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 pieces remaining. They are going so quickly right now. Each person is picking them up. Can they do it? Only a few seconds. Hour 7:42, second place for Team Whimsy Pieces.
Incredible. Especially around the end. Where's the dance?
Where's the dance?
Where's the dance?
Maybe we'll get one. And here are the Speed Swedes closing in on this Gelini puzzle. That duplication is so split throughout every edge of this, which is really tricky. They're doing a phenomenal job. This is not an easy puzzle to do.
No.
You know, I say it all the time. If you think that what they're doing is so straightforward, go get a 1,000-piece puzzle, get 3 of your friends, and see if you can come close to getting that puzzle done in 50 minutes.
Yes, definitely. It is a skill. It is a skill. It can be developed by practice, but it is definitely an outstanding
Speed Swedes
skill.
only have about 5 pieces remaining. 3. Can they keep this under an hour and 8:30? Not quite, but they are doing a phenomenal job. There it is.
An hour and 8 and 32 minutes.
Congratulations to the Speed Swede. They may take a small penalty for a missing piece there, but that was a fantastic job. Amazing puzzling. The Speed Swedes will be moving on to the team's final.
And that is also a very good decision in some cases, to just say stop and not look for the missing piece. Just take the penalty and accept what happened, and then maybe search for the piece later. Because, yeah, these seconds count. And here we see Death by Shapesword, who are probably getting closer and closer to 4th place at the moment. They are trying to lock in those Gelini puzzles, but then we also have Table 55 from Germany. They were the Lowland Linkers, and they might actually be pretty much ahead. So at this point, the competition is going for the 4th place in the team qualification round of the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championship. These people are fighting for a spot in the finals, which is going to be on Sunday, with 2 unpublished puzzles for the teams. There's not going to be a choice between 4 puzzles. Each team is going to receive the same puzzles, and the only decision that they can make is which one of the 2 puzzles they are going to pick for the first one to complete. So Table 55, the Lowland Linkers, they are closing in on a lot of that blue section. From what I can see, that green seaweed on the 2 sides of the puzzle, they stand out pretty well. They can be sorted out very much as well, and they are already completed on the sides. There's another seaweed somewhere in the middle, which is not yet that evident in the image, but they are working extremely well here.
Yeah, upper left-hand corner, that is the Low Linkers from Germany. It's a really good point to try to get out anything that is sortable early, so that way you have anchors to work on a little bit later. The upper right-hand side, that's the Icelandic team. Table 24, that is the Ice Girls, really plowing away on that Gelini puzzle. I'm kind of surprised how many have picked that over the Disney Pixar, but I think it really does come down to the Gelini has a few more large anchors on it that look inviting out the gate.
Oh yes. You personally, if you had to pick from the 4 puzzles, which one would you have chosen?
I mean, Garden Allotment is the easy in right away.
Yes.
That has the most distinct anchors that you can make. It doesn't seem too aggressively unfriendly. And I think it would be a toss-up between the Gelini and the Disney Pixar Toy Store. And part of that would come down to who are the teammates that I'm working with.
Yes.
If it's just me as a soloist, I would probably go for the Gelini puzzle. But if I'm working with a team that knows knows how to do pick and place or is really well organized, I might go for the toy store instead.
Yeah, those are very, very good points. I personally, obviously with the garden allotment, and then I would switch over to the Disney, partly because I have done this puzzle as actually a 500-piece version, but I know the image pretty well already. And yeah, the 1,000-piece puzzle, it's just a fun image. And in a team round like this, I also kind of want to like gravitate towards a puzzle that I actually enjoy doing. And yeah, obviously depending on the team, but it is also important to have fun in the competition as much as you can.
Fun? There's fun in puzzling?
There is some fun involved
Madness.
Sometimes. And the Disney puzzle seems like more fun than the Gelini, to be honest.
You can see that the upper left-hand corner there, that is the lowland linkers. We're at an hour and 12 minutes here. That fatigue is definitely setting in for all of the puzzlers at this stage. We can, everybody's feeling that slog. It is hot in here. It is humid. It is difficult to hear each other at times whenever you're at the table. And so whenever you hit one of those really difficult chunks of the puzzle, you can feel that slowdown kind of hitting in.
And yes, the Icelandic team is cracking away at their second puzzle already with the Gelinis and doing their best to try and reach the fourth or a qualifying spot in the final competition.
We're going to shuffle here for just a moment as we bring in our first place teams D finishers with an amazing time, the Czech Puzzle Queens. Now, I've been burned by this before, so I want everybody to get real close to the mic. Can you please tell me your names?
Well, my name is Katarina.
I'm Teresa.
Jana. Marketa.
And your team name is?
Puzzle
Czech
Queens.
Puzzle Queens.
Fantastic. How does it feel to put up such an amazing time in this competition?
Well, it's amazing, yeah.
Did you realize that you break a record with the fastest completion time?
We know.
Teresa knows.
Was that a goal you were aiming for in this round, or was it just more of a happy bonus?
That was not goal, but we are so happy that we did it.
Yes.
Do you have any kind of strategies or choreographies that you always do as a team when you're puzzling together?
Yes, we do. However, we don't want to tell too much.
Being a little secretive on that one? Okay.
Yeah, it's especially important before the finals.
That's true.
Then, just not to spoil any of the secrets, then any of the preparation, like before the competition starts, like in the last hour before the competition, do you do anything special or just get together, talk strategy?
Yeah, what is the breakfast of champions?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I was jogging before breakfast. Then I get yogurt with muesli, and that's all.
And then we get really nervous. And then when we start, it's okay.
Yes, from then on.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Wait, so I just want to be clear here, because there's a lot of puzzlers that are either watching in or will watch this later. Even the Czech Puzzle Queens get nervous?
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that. What is nerve-wracking for you guys?
We don't want. We want to choose good. We wanted the easier puzzles now. We have a long day today.
You are all in all of the finals, is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. And then what made you choose the Gelini over the Disney puzzle, for example? Because I guess that was the discussion.
Yes,
that
it
you
was.
had.
Yeah. We all of us did the Disney puzzles, and we want to do another the Gelini.
And I think the Disney puzzle is more busy than Gelini. You can better sort it, the Gelini.
Yeah.
Does your team tend to gravitate towards busy puzzles, or do you like more of the sky landscape? Yeah.
Landscapes is better for us, I think.
Yeah.
Well, and this was not the ideal round for you.
It wasn't. I'm the only one who likes the busy puzzles, so
Yeah,
it's 3-1.
It is always useful to have at least one person who is good with the busy puzzles, just to in case.
you know, a lot of people wonder, how does communication on the table work? Like, are you encouraging each other? Is it very militaristic? Like, you go here and do this now? Are you guys making fun of each other? What does it sound like when you're on the table?
We we like to encourage each other. We talk just about the puzzle. So you do this, I need this, and so on. Well, no joking.
Go away. I need
go
to do
away.
this.
I have to be
Very direct.
Does it sound like you like each other during puzzling?
Sometimes no.
Sometimes no. However, I think it's really important to be direct. Yeah. So if you say, well, please go, I need in a minute, it's really,
Just do it.
just do it. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
We like each other. We know it. However, when we puzzle, we are direct and strict.
Yeah, so outside of the puzzling table is friendship, and at
Yes.
the table is business.
Everything it says during the puzzling, it stays during the puzzling.
I really like that kind of sentiment. So that way, anything that goes really wrong or right, you don't have to like walk away with it or have it ferment in you. That kind of thing. That's really cool. Tell us a little bit about how good of friends you are off of the table, because some teams, they come together just for an event. Do you guys hang out a lot outside of puzzling?
I think we are just two pairs.
Yeah.
We hang out, me with Jana and Teresa with Marketa, and we did one practice together before this competition, or two, I don't know. One this year. Yeah. We don't. Let's go.
Okay, and another training was during European Jigsaw Championships.
Yes.
That was another training.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, I don't want to keep you, because I know that it's a very long day for you all, so you probably want to go like cool off, get some food, take a nap, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Is there any shout outs, words of wisdom, love that you want to send to people in the puzzling world before you head out?
Or any tips for the people who are still puzzling?
Yeah, just final thoughts.
Yeah. Well. No, the rules for the other competitors is don't give up. It's really hard. Just stay focused, don't give up, have fun,
And enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
Such a good fun.
Yes. 3 hours of puzzling. It's really nice. You would like it too.
Yes. Thank you very much for coming to talk to us, and see you in the finals.
Yeah, congratulations. We'll see you around.
See you soon. Thank you so much.
Bye.
That was the Czech Puzzle Queens coming in first in teams preliminary round D, and absolutely fantastic puzzling. We can see that there's several teams going to town here right now. We have the team from Denmark. This is table 28, chewing through that Gelini puzzle. They're coming into the close, death by shape sort. There may be about 30 pieces remaining, and they are doing a really. Oh, this is now the Finland team.
They're closing
about
in
45.
very much.
Yeah, and I love that action. You know, we're taking 25 teams into the finals, so you don't necessarily have to put all of your gas in right now, especially if you have more rounds later today.
Yeah, this is going to be a very taxing day for the people who are puzzling today, and they might be involved in any of the finals. It's a lot of puzzling. As we have been saying before, it's very, very hot in here. It's also just such a strain on someone's brain and body as well to be here for an entire day and do the puzzling.
And Idor Blue Dust finishes strong, just over an
Incredible
hour and
job.
20 minutes.
Congratulations.
Phenomenal puzzling. It's so exciting to see so many people come in and just do their absolute best. It is extremely hot, so the conditions can be really wacky, but everybody's doing a wonderful job puzzling right now. And we just had another team come to the table. I believe they came in second today in the team's preliminary round D. It is the Whimsy Pieces. Can you all do me a favor, because I've been burned by this a couple times? What are your names?
I'm Karen Nill.
Yeah, you're going to have to lean in.
I am Karen Nill.
I'm Sammy Brownlow.
I'm Hannah Sigler.
I'm Mari Black.
And your team name is?
The Whimsy Pieces.
Absolutely. How does it feel to put up such a fantastic time in this team's competition?
It was great. We had a lot of fun doing it. I think that was the biggest thing, is that we said, go fast, have fun. Go fast, have fun.
It seemed. Did you guys have fun? Because that Disney Pixar one looks really tricky to me. Was that fun in any way?
That was a fun one. That's actually a puzzle that Sammy and I have seen before. We did it in a practice a year and a half ago, and it was a very rough experience. So we decided we would
cry.
Yeah, there was a lot of tears spilled on that puzzle. So we chose it on purpose today because we wanted, like, this is silly. We're going to get over this right now.
This is silly. And then how come not the Gelini though?
Well, I think we were just really focused on the Pixar. We didn't really even consider, although we do love them. We'll do them later.
Yeah.
I love how immediately the idea of anything but garden allotment was just discarded.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful puzzle. Who wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah.
Hannah is our resident flower queen. You should have seen her put those things together. Oh boy.
On that note, like, do you have like a distribution of who does what in every single puzzle, or do that change?
It changes depending on what the puzzle is.
We're also a really new team. We had not puzzled together before arriving in Spain. Our first puzzle together was here in Spain on Monday after Karen's flight was delayed 18 hours and she didn't get her bag. So half our practice puzzles weren't here either.
Oh my goodness.
We're discovering as we go, which makes it a lot of fun. We all know each other in some capacity, but we're kind of just trying things out and seeing what works for us.
And you have also brought your mascots onto the table. I'm not sure if that's going to show up on the screen. Most probably yes, at some point. Tell us a little bit about the mascots. And do they take place on the table? Because we didn't see them on there.
There wasn't enough room on the table for all 4 of them, but they were in our backpacks watching from there. And this is a Gigi, and she is my octopus mascot.
She's fancy. She wears a bow on her left tentacle. Yeah.
This is Chambi. He's a wombat.
Can you say that again? I'm not sure everybody heard.
Chambi. He's a wombat.
This is Chad. He's a pig.
And this is Koo. He's a healing Koo.
And do they help you all puzzle? Like, do they speak to you and tell you where to put pieces?
Oh, they do it for us. Are you kidding? We're just the dumb hands. They're the brains.
That's really wonderful.
They're also baked into our logo, which was designed by Sammy's dad.
Oh yeah,
Whimsy
that's true.
has all our creatures on it.
Now that you say that, I haven't noticed that so far. How is the remaining of your day is going to go? Are you puzzling in all the finals?
We are all puzzling in all of the finals, so it's going to be a busy day for us today.
Yes. Then how are you going to still rest before the rest of the competition?
I'm gonna take a nap.
I think quickly is the key. We're going to rest quickly. We'll take a nap. We'll get some food. We'll lie on the floor. We'll hose ourselves down.
And then any plans for the team's final? Do you still plan to talk strategy or anything? Maybe a team practice still, or you're just going to go with it?
We'll probably play that by ear after the last 2 finals that we have this afternoon and see if we're still any gas in the tank.
The piece count this week is already really high, so how much more are we gonna learn from practicing?
Yeah, show your mascots there to everybody.
There they are.
So name them off real quick for us.
This is Gigi the octopus. Gigi the octopus.
Chambi the wombat.
This is Chad.
And this is Koo.
Well, really, really excited for you all. But I know that it's a very long day, and you guys want to get on. Is there any words of wisdom, shout-outs, things you want to say to the puzzle world before you go?
Everybody have fun. That's the only way to do it. If you're having fun, then the trip is worth it.
I actually just spotted a comment, and I thought that I would read that out because your team name sounds like it's tricking some people. That someone was just listening to the stream, and they thought that the puzzles had whimsies in them.
I think that is the idea, that we called it Whimsy because we came together kind of on a lark. So there was a whimsical nature. We only decided to do this event together about a month and a half ago. So we wanted something whimsical, but of course the Whimsy pieces are the little pieces in the wooden puzzles. Sammy and Karen are wooden puzzle specialists. And then in the logo, the names are the real pieces, and then the mascots are the Whimsy pieces. So
oh yes,
it all ties together.
Right.
And then you were mentioning that you didn't really get together very much and you haven't puzzled together, but like running up to the competition, how did you prepare to like get each other's vibes, to just get ready to puzzle together?
We did a lot of puzzling on Zoom together. We would like meet up as our pairs, we'd meet up as a team and like do the same puzzle, do a similar puzzle and just like talk through what we were doing, talk about strategy.
How does that work through Zoom?
It was tricky, but when we're doing the same puzzle, different things stand out to different people, so it kind of helps learn a little bit more about the person that you're puzzling with. So that helped us, I think.
That is definitely a very good tip for other people who might want to team up with someone for a competition later on.
Also with team puzzling, only about 50% of it is hands on the table. So much of it is communication. And like, how do we talk to each other? What are we going to call things? How do we motivate each other? That's the things that needs a lot of time and prep to really settle in. So you can absolutely do that over Zoom.
Yeah, that is incredible advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Good luck in the next couple of rounds, and we will see the Whimsy Pieces in the final.
Yay!
Also, Maria, I love you.
We all love you too, Jim. Everybody. I get to speak for the entire world on that. Thanks, guys. Have fun.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
And we're going to scoot over a little bit and check back on how the competition is going. Team Lithuania at table 20, having fun. It's one of my favorite team names so far.
Yeah, they're Inga, Urta, Julina, and Erica.
Finishing their puzzle.
In under an hour 30.
Amazing.
Congratulations. The judge calls actually at under an hour and 28 minutes. Really fantastic times here. We do have, I think we have our top 10 finishers for this round already locked in at this point. It might be the top 8. We're going to try to get the information on that. But this is some really impressive puzzling by everybody. Again, a lot of these teams, their goal is to just make it into the final. So they may not be putting all of the gas in the tank just yet, because they want to hold out, keep a little bit of energy for the finals pairs round and the finals individual round that are going to happen later this afternoon.
So far what I can see from the results is that we have our top 6, definitely. They are in the system. There might have been other finishers already that either we have missed here on the live stream or the cameras have missed them, but the results are coming in constantly, so we are keeping track of how the competition is going. Yeah,
you can see in the upper left-hand corner there, that's table 10. Ayako Conlulado from Colombia doing a really great job finishing up that Gelini puzzle, and right below them in the lower left-hand corner is table 11, Luckenfeller, Franziska, Ricarda, Anya, and Suzanne from Germany. They are also doing that Gelini puzzle. I think they are neck and neck here to see who's going to come into the next slot. And in table 33, we have a team that's decided to do the Disney Pixar Toy Store. That is the Portugal team. Relaxa K and Caxia, Bruno, Pedro, Sylvia, and Sarah doing a really good job. And there's the Icelandic team.
They're also closing in on their second puzzle already.
Yeah, I love how most of the teams have taken that tactic of get those big island chunks down and then work around them. Whether you're trying to radiate out from those islands, sort of sunbursting away, or whether you're trying to close in, and now that you have the outline, you can kind of box everything in, working from that way to use the shape sort. Both tactics are going to be really good, and oftentimes you're changing between different methods. Table 11, apologies, the Germany team in the lower left-hand corner, they are really coming in on the end of things. You can see that they only have a few gaps that are larger than just a handful of pieces, and that's going to be really handy because they can move straight to shape work at this stage, almost at the point where any piece they pick up can go in because there's no longer any ambiguity. And you still want to be able to use a little bit of the images where you can, but if you're just down to the shape, you're down to the shape, and you can use that really well. The lower left-hand corner, we can now see table 58. That's the Nothing's Impuzzleable from Austria. Lisa, Natasha, Tyler, and Jasmina doing a fantastic job here. They're getting ready to close out the garden allotment. I think this might be their second puzzle.
I would assume so. We are getting to the point at the competition where it's starting to be difficult to tell with teams that we haven't seen before if they are on their first puzzle or their second. So we might be incorrect here, but I would assume that it's their second puzzle at this point.
Yeah, I'd rather guess wrong in their favor at this point.
Yes, exactly.
But you can see that that Colombian team is accelerating into the end here. They are melting those pieces. This is part of what makes judging and volunteering judges really hard, because it can look like a team is pretty far away, and then suddenly it snaps together all in one place. It's going to be the Colombian team and the Austrian team on the left-hand side coming into the close. Who's going to get it just ahead of the other? And that's A-okay, because they're both going to go into the finals. But what is it going to be? An hour 31 and 7 seconds coming into the end. Are they going to be able to keep it under an hour 31:10? We hear applause.
Austria is done.
I believe that was the Austrian team. Yes,
yeah,
congratulations.
There they are.
With a 4-way high five, they are going to be moving on to the next round. And the Colombian team just behind them.
What nice T-shirts.
Yeah, those are really cool.
Incredible job here. Very well done.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we have cheering erupting from all over the dome now. We see teams finishing their puzzles the whole time and just working hard on making it into the finals of the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championship. And another finisher from Germany. Table 11 here.
Yeah, table 11. That was Lückenfiller. And I'm not sure what that means, but I assume it means fill the hole, something along that. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and that, there's so many different ways to do a puzzle. Filling the hole is one way, where you look at the hole, the gap that you have in the puzzle, and then you go find those pieces that it belongs to, and you fill that hole. Other times you look at the pieces, and then you find where they belong. So the ways that you go first, where your eyes gravitate towards, that's also tactics that you can use while speed puzzling.
It can also be very personal. So there are people who look at the pieces first, and there are people who look at the image first, is what I would say here. How are we in the chat? How many people have we seen anything interesting pop up recently?
Yeah, we have somebody mentioning SJ mentioning that I bet doctors, physios, and all cringe when they watch speed puzzling. All that hunching over. You're absolutely right. A lot of the puzzlers end up having some lower back problems, and that's why you'll see some of the puzzlers, they've started taking different stances where they widen their legs a little bit and they do kind of a half split, and that takes off the pressure from the lower back. I haven't seen anybody do. I refer to it as the Pang perch. Or the pirate leg, where you put one leg on a chair and then you kind of lean over your knee.
Oh, yes.
So that way it takes off the pressure from your back.
I did see someone asking in the chat where you can follow the results and who has qualified or hasn't qualified. It's actually on the worldjigsawpuzzle.org website, so you can check that out on the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championship's own website, and that's where they are updating the results permanent all the time. The site does go down sometimes, and obviously because a lot of people are trying to see if they are qualifying for an event or not, there's a lot of traffic, so it might be a little slow, but that's where you can see it. And the Icelandic team is finishing up their second puzzle, the Jelini puzzle, at table 24 here. They have only about 3 pieces left.
Can they keep it under an hour 34? There's only 6 seconds remaining, but I think there's even fewer pieces. Are they going to be able to pull it off? There's one more going in. Can they get it? Do they have a judge that can swap it up? Oh, there's more pieces hiding under the sorting tray. It's just over, but they're still going to be able to go on to the finals. Can they keep this under a 34-10? There it is. Oh, can they get that one more? Hands are up, and the judge calls it. Congratulations.
Incredible. And as far as I can see, the USA team, Lost and Found, is also finishing their puzzle.
There it is.
Right now. There's the missing piece.
Can they close in? They also pick the Disney Pixar for their second puzzle.
Pieces missing. There's a missing
where
piece.
is it? They're searching for it. Are they just going to take the time penalty, the 5-second time penalty for each missing piece? They could call it right now. They are hunting for it. There it is, and it's in. Hands are up. The judge calls it. Congratulations to Lost and Found.
Go to bed, kids, says Mom and Dad. Yeah, we do have some of the teams sending out messages for fans or family who are watching the live stream, especially teams from further away. Because yes, with the time differences, there are some families that are watching late at night of how their
or early morning. Speed puzzling knows no exact times. I've been around people that start a puzzle at like 2 in the morning just because it's fun. We can see the Portugal team, table 33, getting ready to come into the close. Are they going to be able to keep this under an hour 35 and 30 seconds? They only have 4 pieces remaining. I think they're going to be able to pull it off, but there's so much duplication. They're rotating the pieces. Do they call the judge? There it is. Congratulations.
Incredible.
And a big hug. they could get
Amazing
a relief,
job.
go outside, get cooled off.
And they are in the I would still say they are in the final. I don't think
Oh,
we have
yeah,
had
sure.
25 finishers yet.
No, there's still lots of room in order to get in, but I'm sure that several of these teams are feeling the heat, both metaphorical and literal. We can see here table 6. This is the final 4 from Spain in the upper left-hand corner. They are getting ready to come into the close, and they are doing a great job. Lower left-hand corner, this is table 19. That's going to be Fun Time Dissectologists with Janice, Aria, Jason, and Jonathan from Australia, and they are doing a really good job.
Incredible job here. There's still a bit of the puzzle missing, but that is definitely doable in the next, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes with the pace that they are going. Incredible job here, and they have been puzzling for over an hour and a half already, so there's so much effort going in. And here we see actually mixed team from Australia doing incredibly well on their Disney puzzle. I would say about 2/3 of it are done, and we do see that there's some Australians on this team, but also Arya from Indonesia. The t-shirt helps me a little bit there, and yes, they're just cracking at the Disney puzzle. They might still make it into the final, but in the meantime, on the right-hand side of the screen, which has now gone, but the USA team was also closing in on the Disney puzzle. So here we see the Fun Time Dissectologists and another Finnish team. These are, I think, the team from Germany. They have finished their Gelini puzzles and doing incredible. Yes, and they have made it into the final. The Parts Finders. Incredible job here. And we are getting closer and closer, I think, to the top 15, so that it is getting tighter and tighter for people to make it into the finals now.
Yeah, the Parts Finders there, it's the Germany team, Tanya, Jessica, Margriet, and Steinem.
There's actually... Yes, exactly. Incredible job here. They have made it. Amazing time. And another finisher. Incredible. The Cherry Blossom Challengers. They are done with their Disney puzzle. And the second puzzle as well. Incredible job. And we have... Yes, I'm going to scoot over a little bit of logistics here, and I'm going to welcome our new guest interviews. A team from Colombia. Hi. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, we come from Colombia. The name of our team is Ajiaco con Lulada.
We have been butchering that team name the entire time.
It's okay. Ajiaco is a traditional dish from Bogota.
It's like a soup.
Ooh. Adri and Juanma are from Bogota, so they are the Ajiaco duo.
Yes.
And Lulada is a traditional beverage from Valle del Cauca. Cata and I are from Valle del Cauca, so we are the Lulada duo.
Yes, Lula is a fruit.
Lulo is a fruit and Lulada is the beverage.
Yeah.
Amazing. How did you find each other?
In the community.
In the Colombian Championship.
Yeah.
How did you do at the Colombian Championship? Tell us a little bit about that.
I am the current Colombian champion in the national last year, and Juanma and I were the champions as well in pairs.
And in teams. Yeah.
And then we have an international earlier this year.
And that's how I found out the championship. And this is my second championship. My first one was in January, and I started practicing speed puzzling in January.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And with that, that's an amazing team result here. What was your strategy? What made you choose the two puzzles that you did?
The garden, it has a lot of texture and different textures, so it's very easy to separate. And the flowers are just like very focused. Concentrated. Like if you have the sunflowers, it's just in the same place.
And also we practiced a similar puzzle yesterday, and it went super fast. And Adri and Juanma did this puzzle together like 2 weeks ago, so we are very lucky. And then we choose the Gelini one because it's the less busy of the rest of the puzzles.
Because the Christmas has a lot of brown building, so it's all the same, and a big tree. So
now that we're on the
not
screen,
easy.
you can actually show your T-shirts again, so that we know what food is what. We are the Lulada duo.
And this is the ajiaco, which is a soup with chicken and potatoes.
Yeah, it's incredible. And well, back to the subject. The Disney one is very busy. It's beautiful, but it's very busy. And we actually did something yesterday, and it took a little bit more of time.
Yes.
So that's why we chose Jolini.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And we can't believe that we are 8th.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It is an amazing result.
Yeah.
How are you going to still prepare for the finals? The main concern for us is to keep Kata fresh. Because she overheats and it's a real risk.
I actually overheat.
Yeah, it's a real risk, so we have a whole strategy to keep her cool. Okay, what is the strategy? Okay, we use 2 fans and a neck fan, and we put an ice pack in her
Ice
neck.
pack.
Oh yes.
They have ice pack, a fan in the neck, and a fan in the table.
And she enters the competition with the hair soaking
like
wet.
I still have it wet.
Dropping water.
Yeah.
It's pretty much dry by now. That also says a little bit about how hot it is in the dome.
It is hot.
It is
Yes.
a separate strategy to keep people cool.
Yes.
Especially if you overheat so easily.
We have a couple people in the chat saying that they want to go to the Colombian International Championship in January, February.
Yes,
is that exciting, or is that nerve-wracking that other people want to come in from around the world to puzzle?
It's our mission as ambassadors for Colombia to get more people to our international. Is one of the biggest championships in Latin America. We have a contestant from Peru, Mexico, Costa Rica, Brazil. So everyone is welcome, and the better the level, the better for us.
It sounds like a world championships in a different location. That's really phenomenal.
Yes. In a beautiful country.
Yes.
And if someone is planning to or playing with the idea of going to Colombia for the competition, where can they find out more about the competition itself?
You can find us on Instagram as Rompecabezas Colombia.
Yeah.
So that's where all the information is going to be about
the championship is going to be in January 31. And February 1st is a weekend
in
Bogota, Colombia.
That is the capital.
So it is good for Europeans or Americans to fly from the winter and come to Colombia.
Yeah.
What is the weather like in Colombia at that
Beautiful.
It depends on the city, but Bogota is like between 10 degrees at night and 20 in
that is actually very, very
midday.
pleasant.
Yeah, it's very pleasant.
all the
Relatively
year.
cold, but it's very pleasant.
Yeah.
It rains a lot. That's the only downside.
It's the perfect weather for puzzling.
Yes.
Okay, that is very, very good to know.
Yeah. Does it rain to the point that you have to worry about protecting the pieces in any way, or is that?
No, that wouldn't be a concern.
Okay,
yeah, I don't think so. I mean, the venues usually are indoors, so that's never a concern.
And we do have a team finishing up their Disney puzzle here, with just a couple of pieces left.
Did we catch a table number for that?
We didn't catch a table number, unfortunately, but they only have about 5 pieces left, and they're
I
so
think
close.
Is that a Polish team?
Yeah, they seem to be Polish.
It might be a Polish team. Yes, they are.
But they're coming into the close. You can see that they only have about 3 pieces ring. Can they keep it under an hour 44? Not quite, but they're doing a great job. That heat slowing them down just a little bit. How do you deal with whenever you get to that close? Oh, and a team sneaks right underneath. Congratulations! I think that's table 23. That's Les Coins du Quebec, a Canadian team with Melanie, Zoe, Elise, and Marie.
With Disney.
And congratulations!
Is also done. Amazing.
I absolutely adore it. When you guys come into the end. Oh, and another team finishes. Wow! I'm sorry I don't have the table number. You guys are doing absolutely fantastic. We get so many people start rolling in on these finishes, and you know that other teams are getting close. How do you guys handle that adrenaline whenever you know that the end is so close and other teams are also racing right next to you?
It's just like a push. It's like they're finishing. Okay, let's go. Like
it's
push
a final
harder.
push, but you have to keep, concentrated and indicate whether their missing pieces are, which spaces are still in blank, because maybe you don't see the whole puzzle. You're just seeing your area, so you have to point out where are missing pieces, so everything keeps organized and everything keeps fluid, because if you stay with one piece at the very end and try to put it in the same place and it's on the other side of the puzzle, you will lose a lot of time.
Yes, exactly. That is a very, very good point. And then do you have like a strategy of how to help each other during that time?
Well, you can say like the shape, what the color is of the piece.
And we
the amazing piece.
We work like in pairs, like one side of the table and the other side of the table. Juanma feeds me pieces, and Adri and Kata work together.
Yeah, we feed each other.
Well, that's really great. I don't want to keep you guys because it's hot in here, and you probably want to go celebrate and enjoy things a little bit. Is there any shout outs you want to give? Any like people you want to say hi to or love? Anything that you want to say?
My family that is seeing this at like 4 a.m. It's actually 6 a.m. But they started watching at 4 a.m. So hi, mom. And to my boyfriend also.
And our friends of Rompecabezas Colombia. We have an amazing and welcoming community, and they have been watching all week, and they are cheering for us. And when not only Colombia but Latin America team finishes, you can feel it in the dome. We are
we
cheering
scream
for
a lot.
each other. Yes.
A really supporting community. As Maria Andrea said, everyone back home watching us, they've been great. Even with the time difference. They stay tuned for most of the competition. So saying hi to everyone.
And I have a question for you, Jim.
Yeah.
How many mistakes are you going to make today?
I'm going to make 0 mistakes today. And hard cut to every mispronunciation I've made in just the last 15 minutes. Congratulations, guys, and we'll see you in the finals.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have seen a couple of more finishers while we were chatting here.
Yeah, I just got word from Heidi, who's been helping out around the floor doing that judging. She said that there were 23 finishers so far, so that might have been number 24. We might be able to see who's going to be the 25th team to lock up. Again, there is a little bit of lag between when those numbers get reported to the system and then when they get reported up. So it's going to be a little floating, but we do want to root for everybody. Even if you don't make it into the finals, just being here at the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships with your team and completing 2 puzzles in under 3 hours is a huge achievement.
It definitely is, and it's just an amazing experience as well. I think that most of the people are highlighting that they are just so happy to meet other puzzlers here, meet friends that they very rarely get to see, pretty much only at puzzle competitions, and maybe only at Worlds once a year.
Yeah, this is going to be cutting it really close. We can see in the lower left-hand corner, table 37, that's Boteros Primeros from Spain with Diego, Paulina, Belin, and Mencia doing a fantastic job. They are coming into the close. They only have about 20 pieces remaining. Table 49, just above them, that's Lost Pieces Society, an Austrian team with Nina, Sonia, Brigitte, and Danielle. They are doing wonderful. And now they are flying around. Table 19, I think that's the Funtime Dissectologist with Janice, Aria, Jason, and Jonathan. They are all coming into close. I think it's between 37 and 49 right now. Who's going to get that extra slot? Who's going to be able to keep this under the 49-minute line? I think 37 is slightly ahead at this point, and 49 getting a little stuck on that duplication in that Gelini puzzle. I think 37 may have made a good call with that garden allotment puzzle.
Might actually catch up to them at this point.
Are they going to be able to get in? There's only 5 seconds remaining. Can they get that last one?
And there's another
there's a missing piece. They're going to be just over an hour 49.
And are they the last team to qualify for the finals?
Get it in. There it is!
And it is!
Congratulations!
Incredible, and I would just like to point out that that's a team of 3 people. So it's 2 hands less than most of the people that we have seen.
Oh, that is impressive.
Is it actually their first puzzle that they have done?
Oh, it looks like... yeah, I think you're right. I think they're starting. They're getting ready to start their second puzzle. So we are still in the hunt for the final. But that was an amazing finish for a team
it was an incredible
that's
finish,
down a person and still doing that well on a 1,000-piece puzzle. It is hard to get these times, folks.
And then the competition is still going on between 49 and 19.
Yeah, the Funtime Dissectologists over there on the left, on the right-hand side, and the Lost Pieces Society in your upper right, coming into the close.
I think it's going to be table 49 at this point. They seem to be ahead, but there's a lot of the puzzle being covered up right now from the camera at table 19,
man.
so we can't really tell who is ahead.
This is really wild, and I love seeing so many different countries puzzle and just the different strategies and styles. Some of the tables are really quiet, some are very aggressive, some you could see that they're kind of joking around with each other as they come in. But I think the Funtime Diceologists might have this. It's hard to see on the other side, but there's about 6 pieces on the other hand for the Lost Pieces Society. I hope they don't have any lost pieces. They hit the table. Congratulations. They did a wonderful job.
But they went for the stop. They went for the penalty.
Yep. And it looks like
that might actually cost them because table 19 is done.
Oh wow, we're gonna have to see what the fine line is. This is gonna become really close. But congratulations to both teams for doing a fantastic job.
Amazing job done here.
Wow, there's just so much wonderful puzzling going on. And in the teams rounds, there's a lot of folks that dress up quite a bit. You have people that make shirts for themselves. I love on the right-hand side, this looks like a team of juniors from France.
Hungary.
On the right-hand side?
On the right-hand side, they are from Hungary, yes.
Oh, okay. The second thing.
I recognize the Hungarian flag from anywhere.
The second thing to go is your vision. The first thing at my age, I can't remember. We'll see how it happens. But they are doing a wonderful job. It looks like a team of juniors that decided to go for that Rockefeller puzzle.
Yes, exactly.
Taking the road less traveled and really chewing through it in a phenomenal fashion.
And they are on their second puzzle because, as far as I can remember, they were doing the garden allotment earlier in the competition.
Yeah, and we just had somebody join us at the table who wanted to talk a little bit about how to look good at puzzle events, and somebody kind of famous for sticking out in the crowd. How about, would you mind telling us your name, please?
Hello, my name is Mineke. So I do have to correct you because you said Meineke, but that's a muffler company in the U.S.
Well, I guess I'm going to be I'll muffle myself from now on.
You're forgiven, absolutely. I have a very, very Dutch name, so yeah.
Somebody's going to have to start a Jim mispronounces thing counter.
We'll do a compilation video. Yeah.
Oh no! Oh yeah.
Afterwards.
Oh, that'll just be a whole 27 hours of me saying the names wrong. Well, Mineke, thank you for joining us here. You look absolutely fabulous.
Thank you.
It's all the puzzle clothes and puzzle gear.
Yeah. I started last year. Oh, you can see I'm wearing the dress. I've got the suitcase, which people might remember from last year as well. I never do things by halves. So last year I came here for the first time and I was like, I have to dress up for the occasion.
Oh yes.
And I did. And it's so fun to see that this year so many people decided to embrace puzzling, to show it, because now you walk around Valladolid outside of the outside of the dome, and you see people with puzzle shirts. There's so many amazingly cool team shirts. There's the country team shirts. Everyone's just showing up, showing what we're doing, and showing who we are.
It's really cool. What are some of the ways that people make this apparel? Because I know a lot of.
Let me cut in here very quickly because we see the results and we have our first 25.
Yes.
So we have our finalists.
And it looks like the Funtime Diceologists did edge
they
out
are 25.
and got in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got to be so rough. But congratulations to them because this is really, really tight. And whenever you have the World Championships and you get World Champion level teams, anything can happen, and the results are always going to be really, really close.
Yeah, especially with differences of seconds.
Oh,
in one of the rounds, I think we had around 50 finishers within 6 or 7 minutes. I mean, even those few seconds will make a difference at this level.
They will make a difference, and those few seconds are really just whether the bag opened on the first try or how many pieces were upside down during the flip when they came out of the bag.
Yeah.
It's really these minimal differences.
Yeah, it's all those tiny little optimizations. But Mineke, tell us a little bit about how does one go about making things? Because I have 2 left hands, and I rely on other people to help me out. So what do you do?
I come from a long line of people making things, so that does help. My mother does everything that has yarn in it. I mean, she's done everything. She taught us how to crochet. She taught us how to make lace even. So I like people who make things. And I like seeing that things are handmade as well. I mean, I don't mind it having a little bump or a little mistake because it just shows that someone put their time and their love in it. A lot of things you can't just buy. I mean, I did not make this dress. I can do some things, but I can't make this dress.
I was actually about to ask you.
Yeah,
if
no.
the dress is made itself.
No. I would have chosen a different material if it was, because it's quite hot.
Oh, yes.
But you can see, even outside, people having t-shirts made. You can get a logo printed on a t-shirt so easily these days. And it just gives a team a chance to feel more together. I mean, we're sitting next to Curse of the Missing Piece, and their logo is just awesome. I wish they would have been here yesterday, because yesterday was actually International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Oh, wow.
Yar.
It was yar. Yeah, so I would have loved to have seen them like talk like a pirate while talking about the puzzle, but I don't think that would have been very good for their time.
Yar, walk the border.
Yeah, exactly. So
I dare you to do that for the rest of the stream.
I don't think you know what you're asking for.
Yeah. So yesterday someone asked me, do you know what a pirate's favorite letter is?
Oh no, what is it?
Do you want to guess?
A pirate's first love is always the sea.
Exactly.
that one got you. Okay, now we know where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very much into puns, so
I love puns as well.
Yeah.
Oh, so I know some people in the comments they know a lot about cheesecake, but did you know that key lime pie down in the Caribbean costs about $3.27, and in euro it ends up being about $5.27, and those are the pie rates of the Caribbean.
I have found my people. Yeah.
Someone asking, why does Jim sound Irish when he does that? It's because I don't make good accents. I'm sorry, folks. That's where that's at.
Yeah, plus the pirate accent is completely made up. It's just one actor thinking, I need to do this in a movie, and now everyone talks like that.
I learned a new thing today.
Yeah.
That is actually very, very funny.
Yeah, it is. So it has nothing to do with puzzle fashion, but I know random things. So yeah.
That's very, very good.
Yeah.
And I do like the sentiment that you pointed out, that like with the handmade stuff, it doesn't really matter if it's perfect or not.
Yeah.
I also kind of think that like it adds to the charm of something handmade. Like if it's actually one thing that we have talked about with my friends, because I'm also kind of a crafty person.
I know.
And we do create a lot of things together, and we always say that it's not handmade unless there's a mistake on it.
Exactly.
And I think that's very, very cool.
And in these times where a lot of things do get mass produced, having someone make something for you is such a great gift, because they're giving you their time. It's not just the object, they're giving you hours and hours of their time sometimes.
Oh,
effort and attention.
Exactly.
Speaking of effort and attention, we could see in the lower left-hand corner here, table 78, the Red Pandas from Belgium, Vicky, Mached, Cindy, and Caroline coming into the close. And I believe in the lower right-hand corner, that's table 15. That's going to be the Curse of the Missing Piece from Germany, Eva, Tobias, Haneke, and Duncan.
And finally, we can actually see them in their costumes. Yes, they are actually very much dressed for the part. I very, very much hope that they are speaking like pirates. Yar.
Yeah.
They are definitely looking the part.
Yeah, and who's going to be able to keep it under 2 hours? I think the Belgium team is going to...
I think they're just
about
done. Yes!
There it is.
Done.
Congratulations.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Well, it's really interesting to me to see some teams that have almost jersey material. Do you think that like the material itself is a specific choice that people are making?
Well, but most sports jerseys are made of that material for a very specific reason. It's because they're breathable. So if you wearing a cotton t-shirt is absolutely fine, because it will absorb a lot of sweat basically. But the more breathable it is, the better it is in this environment.
And there's the Curse of the Missing Piece. Congratulations to Team Germany.
Congratulations. Very happy.
Yeah.
And just like a little bit of background information, the reason that they are looking not exactly in the camera is because we're sitting right next to them. So they have most probably been hearing us talk the entire time.
Yeah, and that's got to be really disorienting whenever you have a team and you're all talking to each other and there's somebody yelling in the background.
And we actually have to give back their mascot that has been sitting with us the whole time.
Aww. Yeah, but it's a very cool mascot too.
It is
He's got his own t-shirt.
And his own Instagram page.
Yeah.
Man, that mascot's cooler than I am.
Around in the puzzle community.
They organized the whole mascot competition, basically. Hardest working, best dressed.
That was yesterday. That you might have seen going around on Instagram with people running around in unicorn costumes. That was part of the mascot meetup.
Yeah, I asked. You had James on earlier. I asked if next year he's going to wear one of those inflatable chicken ones, but he didn't want to for some reason.
I would want to see that.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Especially during a puzzle chicken competition.
Exactly. Just having a chicken stand there next to the table. I'm all for it.
Of course.
It's so wild how many people in the puzzle community just embrace their inner goofball and allow themselves to like express as like, you know, wearing chickens or pirates.
I said it to someone yesterday, nerds be nerding.
Yes, but it also says a lot about the community itself in that people feel safe enough to actually do that.
Yeah.
Because if it was not an environment that is friendly enough or welcoming enough, people would not be dressing up like unicorns. They would stay serious and focus on the competition.
Yeah.
But instead, we do have people enjoying puzzles, dressing up in weird costumes, and just really enjoying their time.
Yeah, it's lovely to see, and again, it gives you as a team. It feels like more of a sports competition than it already is if you're wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, our team shirts have the team logo on the back and on the front, but we have 4 different colors because we're from the Netherlands, so we have red, white and blue for the flag and then an orange t-shirt. So we still have something very distinctive for each person, but it's a team t-shirt. And that's the fun you can have with dressing up for the occasion. It's you don't have to wear the same thing. You can do something in the same theme. You can do something in the same color. I mean, I still love, you had Sweden on yesterday talking about the neon yellow shirts that they just fully embrace because they have them anyway and they stand out in a crowd. I love that. I mean, don't go making something new if you don't have to, but if you want, embrace it, do something fun with it, because this is a competition. Yes, it's serious in some ways, but embracing the fun of it is the most important thing within this community.
I love that you say that, because almost every one of the competitors that we've had come to the desk that have been in first place, have been in further down the line, maybe didn't even finish, every one of them have said, have fun and do the thing. And that's really what we're here for, is to just have a great time and build community.
Yeah, I watched the live stream 2 years ago. My sister and my niece competed then. They're here again this year. And after 10 minutes of watching the live stream, my friend and I were like, we're going to go there next year. We will be there. We have to.
Well, we're certainly glad you are here. What do you think about a lot of the competition today so far?
Everyone is, again, in this weather, everyone is so fast. It's like, can you not feel the heat? Is this just me? Everyone's just focusing, but still you can see a lot of people choosing puzzles that they enjoy. We did the teams yesterday. We were in round A. 3 of us are enormous Disney fans. The 4th person, who's also the fastest, not really. And she's like, we'll just do the Disney because you will have fun.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like a team in the top right there just is going to take the hit. It might be a missing piece, but they got it done. Congratulations.
And there they are. It's done.
There we go. It's got to be so exciting to finish 2 puzzles in just over 2 hours. That's an amazing time. To be able to keep that kind of attention to detail, that kind of physicality going for so long is really difficult. We can see here, this is table 53. That's the connected pieces from Slovakia. With Jana, Peter, Zuzana, and Elena doing a really good job. They're coming in on that same tricky close that a lot of the other people are having with the Gelini.
And we see another team finish here with the Gelini. Just about 10 pieces left, probably even less.
I think that's table 12. I think that's the Rumpepizias. Again, going ahead and hit the counter button for Jim mispronunciating things.
And they are done. Or? No, another piece.
One more.
One more. There it is. Take a deep breath.
Job.
Congratulations.
Yeah. You're done.
Rompecapiezas. I speak a little bit of Spanish. My pronunciation is better than my grammar.
They did great. They have got to be tuckered out. It's been 2 hours and 4 minutes straight.
This is marathon times.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, marathon runners take 2-3 hours.
It's actually exactly what I was about to say, that from about, I would say about the hour and a half mark, it's more a marathon than speed puzzling, because it's just so much effort to stay concentrated for this long.
And that's a good thing about having a team. You can take turns not stepping back, but slightly going slower, because the rest will pick up the pace.
Ah, yes. To take more of a supporting role for a little bit, just to have a little bit of rest, maybe get your brains back together.
Yeah.
And then you can step back into the game a little bit stronger.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. This is really a team effort. It's the same goes for pairs. My pairs partner and I, she's like the master sorter, and I just build everything she hands to me. Yes. But at one point, if she gets tired, if I get tired, we'll just both say it, because you do have to communicate, and we'll slightly shift the way we do a puzzle for a few minutes so we can get our composure back and then keep going.
Incredible. Well, thank you so much, Mineke, for talking to us.
Thank you so much for having me. And for everyone, #puzzlefashion, post your pictures. I want to see all of them. I want to see all the outfits.
Very good. That's one very good thing to remember. #puzzlefashion.
Yeah,
exactly.
You might get drafted to judge the Puzzle Fashion Week. We even have SoCal Speed Puzzlers saying there will be a costume contest prizes at their next competition.
Ooh. That's so cool, though. Good. Again, tag me, send me pictures.
Absolutely. And remind us, what is your Instagram?
My Instagram is and then Mineke, which is my name. It's MIENEKE_puzzles. But as soon as you type in MIE and you're on Puzzlegram, you will find me.
Yes, that is definitely true. And the Slovakian team is actually finished.
Congratulations to the Connected Pieces. Just under 2 hours and 6 minutes. Really, really great job.
So one last thing from me, I wanted to say something that has been said in the stream comments. Thank you to everyone for the commenting, because you guys are doing an amazing job. You're keeping us updated, you're keeping us entertained. We learn so much. We learn about pirates, we learn about puzzles. It's amazing. Thank you all, everyone who's been on the comments. You're doing absolutely fantastic work.
Thank you so much, and Michelle's not here today, but we'll make sure to pass that on to her, because she is absolutely wonderful, and probably one of the big reasons that any of this is working right now.
Yes, exactly. She has been putting so much effort into it, so an extra special shout out to Michelle.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mineke, and we'll see you around.
We'll see you later.
We are coming up on the 2 hour and 7 minute mark here. We could see table 31 over on the right-hand side. Oh, wow, that's the Argentinian team. Alba Celestis with Diana, Mariana, Federico, and Irene, and apologies for destroying all of those names. We are rooting for you, though, because even though I destroyed the names, you are destroying this puzzle right now, getting this Gelini knocked out.
Well, actually, it's the other way around. They're not destroying it, they're building it now. Just saying.
That's a great point. But they are doing a really excellent job. You can see that there's fans on that table trying to keep people cooled off. There was some debate about putting in those industrial-sized fans inside of the dome, and there was concern that if you put those in here, it would blow a lot of the paper around or knock the pieces off, which would be a little tricky.
Yes, exactly. However, pretty much anything that moves the air around in the dome a little bit is very, very welcome, because it is very, very stuffy, and we are in the middle of the day at the moment, so it is blasting sunshine. It is very, very hot. As you have probably seen with the people joining us, everyone is trying to fight with the heat, whichever way they can.
Well, and coming into the close here is table 7, the Octo Pieces.
And they actually have a special message for their friends Anne, Steve, Graham, and Susan. And they have been super cheerleaders, not only watching and cheering, but watching all of the heats. So not only their friends competing, but everyone else. So they have been incredible. So a big shout out to Anne, Steve, Graham, and Susan.
That's really wonderful. And the Octo Pieces are made up of Jane, Ellie, Caitlin, and Michael from the United Kingdom. And you can see that they've all kind of gone to this one-hand motion. And this is where it's real tricky, because you want to keep moving fast, but it is hot in here. They've been going for a while, and they are just going to town. I feel, there we go. We had a team just finish their first puzzle.
Another team finish. And they're starting their second one.
Let's go. They pushed just a little bit, and I think which one did they pick? It looks like the Gelini?
It looks like the Gelini, yes. Drinking a little bit, which is extremely important in this heat. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, for all the competitors and anyone watching, stay hydrated before you need to be hydrated.
Yes, that is one very good rule of thumb.
Yeah. Well, they're coming down to the last 6-7 pieces or so. And you can see that little bit of excitement, because they know that it's there. All the pieces just slid off of the board. You're going to be able to get these in. Come on, guys, you can do it. Can you keep it under 210? Just rotate those pieces just a little bit. You can even brute force. There it is. Get it in. Oh, there's a missing piece. Are they going to be able to find it? Or are they going to call time? They found it, and there it goes. 2 hours,
amazing.
Seconds for the jigsaw jig at the end there.
And we're going on with the competition. There's still about 50 minutes to go. So there's still a lot of puzzles to be finished. And it's just extremely exciting to see all that.
The Maple Leaf Puzzlers, Amanda, Alexander, Suzanne, and Shona from Canada in the lower left-hand corner doing a great job there. And in the upper left-hand corner, we have Puzzlaras, Intensia, Menta, Intansas, Ana, Sandra, Virginia, and Christina from Spain. Closing in on that garden allotment puzzle, doing a really fantastic job. I wonder who's going to be able to pull it out. All of these puzzlers are doing a great job here under these conditions, and with so many other fantastic puzzlers around, it's got to be equal parts exciting and nerve-wracking at times, knowing that there's all of these people around. Yeah, somebody pointed out that my mic volume got really loud. No, it's because I just turned it off accidentally and then kept going. So everything's fine.
Which is exactly what I did just now, so it was probably mine was also off.
Hit the click counter for Jim errors once again. We're just going to keep adding those up. Thank you, Battles, for shouting out Michelle. They're doing a wonderful job. And Frugi's amazing. This is great. Everybody is still trying to chug through. You know, we were talking earlier about how a lot of teams' goals is to get into the final. Some of the teams' goals is to just finish a puzzle at the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships as a team, not even both puzzles. So they are cruising through. I think the Maple Leaf team in the lower left-hand corner is going to be able to close this out. The Maple Leaf puzzlers, they're keeping it at 2 hours and 11 minutes. Can they keep it under the 30-second line to get that little bit of an edge? Come on, you guys can get it. There it is.
And there it is.
Congratulations.
Amazing. Another Canadian team done.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, you know, sometimes there's been talk about a lot of statistics and rankings and figuring out
and
numbers.
A lovely puzzle lift.
Great. That's really tough to do on 1,000.
That's a really good puzzle pickup.
Yeah.
And it actually managed to be put back down.
A double win.
A double win.
Yeah.
And huge happiness coming from, I can't exactly see the table 34.
Is that 34 here? Let's see if we can pull them up here.
Amazing,
that's
incredible.
Una Chamba, E3 Musius, Daniela Flair, Margriet, and Rold from the Netherlands.
Incredible job.
Congratulations.
Oh,
and
I just recognized Daniela.
Oh, that is Daniela.
I didn't recognize her at first. But yes, incredible job. And our Hungarian team with the family is there, table 48. Incredible job there. They're closing in on the Christmas puzzle, and they might actually be the first team that finishes the Christmas puzzle. They are one of the very few who have picked that puzzle, and you can definitely see that it's not easy. That entire bottom half is just the ice. It's all blue. It's just such a difficult puzzle, but they are cracking at it very, very well. So amazing job being done there. And then table 9 is working on the Gelini puzzle from Spain, and I can't exactly see the table number, but they are also on the right side of the screen are working on their second puzzle as well, as I would assume. Incredible job there from Belgium, if I see that correctly. And yes, I'm mostly just rooting for the special team for me in the bottom left corner from Hungary, the Chipet Chapat. And we did have a team join us for an interview.
Yeah, just for a quick hi. So if you wouldn't mind hitting your mics and get real close to them so that way everybody can hear you, because if you're far away, then you're far away from the noise. Please do me a favor, tell me your names.
Hi, I'm Jane.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Mike.
Ellie.
And your team is?
Octopieces.
I love that. Now, do you all have 8 arms?
Together.
Collective.
Oh, collective. Okay. So you have it's a central brain, and you all kind of work around it.
That's right.
It's really well. Tell us a little bit about what it's like to be here at the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships and putting up a fantastic time in this team division.
It's just so much fun. It's a lovely atmosphere. It's friendly. Everybody roots for each other, and we never expect to win. We've done better than we've ever done before, but we just really enjoyed it.
Well, congratulations on hitting a new personal best, and that's got to feel great, not just in general, but in a competition where there's so many other people. Is it nerve-wracking hearing all of the other teams talking around you at the same time, or being, the little peek behind the screen? They are directly on the other side of the television for where the commentary is, so you guys probably heard us jabbering the whole time.
I thought that was quite comforting, just hearing you in the background.
So we should say that actually this is the first time we've ever built a puzzle as a team together.
No way!
Yes.
That's so. How did you find each other?
Well, this is our boss. This.
Okay, this is our boss.
Oh, so it's a mandatory fun kind of a thing. Okay, got it.
Exactly, team building.
We are all on vacation.
Yeah. And then this is Ellie's mum. So this is Ellie.
Gotcha.
And we had Alex came last year, but he couldn't make it this year.
So I'm
Mike
the substitute.
valiantly stepped in.
Gotcha.
I love to see what they would do if they had their full team strength and it was someone other than me helping them out.
Oh, stop.
Well, it seems strong enough, especially to do better than you've done before. That's really wonderful. Tell me a little bit about what it was like on the table for you guys. Were you joking a lot? Was it like militaristic? Like, let's get this done now? Like, what did it sound like on the table for you?
I think we were pretty kind with each other.
Can I just say, these three are all marine biologists, so there was a lot of excitement about the puzzle with all the fish in. Trying to identify fish that aren't real was quite tricky for them.
I think we had a good flow, though, of cooperation, and when you need to switch, when you need help, when you're looking for something, its communication was easy, and I think that makes a huge difference.
And everyone was offering to swap places when they felt someone else was getting a bit tired or a bit jaded. They would move around, and we did swap around quite a lot, really. Mm-hmm.
That's really great. I'm now curious. Did you come up with any new species looking at this, or is there a specific genus that you thought things fell into?
We actually don't know this.
The Gelini, yeah.
We don't know it, so that was fun to try to figure out. The fish and the other animals are real pictures, so they're good species. They're okay. Yeah, so there's real pictures in there.
Are they all freshwater or saltwater?
There are actually real photos of the
marine,
marine
species, and I probably have some friends somewhere who want me to say that it may be not biogeographically accurate. They may have mixed fish from a few different regions of the world, but they're real pictures. So
I desperately want a full report on how these fish are set up. As a recovering physicist, that kind of thing is fascinating to me, and I adore it. Well, I don't want to keep you all too long because I know you want to go celebrate. It's also very hot. Everybody's melting. Is there any shout-outs, love you want to give to people in the puzzle world, words of wisdom, anything you want to say before you get going?
I think we should say hi to Alex and sorry you're not here. But I've got some friends who have started off watching us. So we've got Anne and Steve and Graham and Susan who started off just, as I say, looking out for us, and now they're so obsessed they're watching it all, every heat, and they're great cheerleaders. We get lots of messages of support from them all. So it's fantastic.
That's really lovely. Well, hopefully they won't just watch it, but they'll start joining you all in on doing some puzzling, which will be really great.
We probably have family. I probably have some family in the U.S. Caitlin and I are originally from the U.S., so we probably have family who are watching there. Thanks for being up quite early, and say very special hi to Valeria, Emma, and Ava, my family, who let me be here this week. So thank you.
Can I also just say thank you to Poppy for coming along, my other daughter. So she was here but couldn't stay for the team event. And our husband and chief cheerleader, Phil, who is watching here. And we've also got Ryan and
he's
Mum
sitting
Chris.
on the other side of the screen.
Yeah. We couldn't have done it without you guys.
Yeah, we couldn't. Thank you very much.
Phil, hop on that side real quick.
Yeah,
the camera's gonna look good. Yeah,
just
so we
into the middle.
A true like total team groupie. There's Phil. Quick round of applause for Phil. You always need a puzzle support crew, which is really great. Anything else, or let you guys get on with your day?
No, thanks so much for having us.
Yes,
it was
thanks
great.
very much. I love the commentary. It's been really good. I've enjoyed it.
Glad you
And
guys
obviously
like it.
Thank you to all the volunteers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All
right. Well, thanks for hanging out.
Ecology lab. See you soon.
Thank you.
And what an incredible effort. We keep seeing more and more people coming in with their second puzzle being done, and they're all just doing incredible puzzling. And the special team Table 48 from Hungary is finishing up on the Rockefeller Center puzzle.
And who all's on this team?
Let me actually see. Zsuzsa, Bernadette, Tamás, and Zolan. So yes, a very special cheer for them. I really hope they're going to still be on the screen so that we can see them finish.
We might have to give them a holiday cheer, perhaps.
Cheer?
Of some kind as they come into the end.
I must say that I'm not very much of a fall or winter person, and I'm not very big on like winter in general or cold, but now I would actually love a little bit of that holiday cheer.
See, this is what happens whenever you don't enjoy the cold weather, is that it gets just hotter and hotter and then you lose it. But they're coming in onto the end. Are they going to be able to keep this under the 21-minute line? It looks like they have maybe about 17 pieces to go on that right-hand side.
Like
they are cruising away, though. It's got to be draining at this stage. They've been puzzling for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I dare anybody to sit and watch a 2 hour and 20-minute movie and stay hyper-focused. It's difficult to do these days, especially in this kind of heat, but they are coming into the end. They are starting to rotate those pieces. There's no ambiguity left, so they can use just the shape of the piece to fill those holes in order to get the rest of this done. It's all in that one line. I think it's on that left-hand side where that building is. A little bit of ambiguity on the colors, but they can just go to shape. They're going to be able to do this. Can they keep it under 21 minutes? I'm not entirely sure, but they are certainly going to be able to get it done in under 2 hours and 21 minutes and 15 seconds. Get those last couple of pieces in. Just do that little bit of rotation. Work together. There it is.
And it's done.
All the time. Congratulations.
Incredible. Amazing.
Congratulations to Chip.
Chipet Chapat.
Chipet Chapat. There we go. I'll get it right sooner or later. Congratulations.
Incredible job. And a special shout out to them for picking the Christmas puzzle in this round. They're one of the few.
Yeah. Alex P in the comments is saying, they're all so quick. I'm meeting up with some people to see if we are fit for nationals. We're aiming for 2 hours for 1,000 pieces. Alex, I think that's a great goal, and I think that you should go to nationals even if you don't hit that, because it'll give you a little bit of experience. You'll meet lots of other people in the puzzle community, and it'll be a great experience, and you'll start getting better the more you puzzle.
And then I also like the comment that I saw earlier of like, whoever says competitive jigsawing ain't a competitive sport, just have a go at this. Take a look at this competition, because it is competitive. It is very, very serious.
And look at people coming into the close. This is table 40 in the lower left-hand corner, Peace Treaty, with Carolyn, Lynn, Allison, and Irene from the United Kingdom. They are closing out the rest of this Jellini puzzle. There's only a little bit left. Are they going to be able to pull it out? I hope we get back to them here in a second. I'm going to give a quick fan, because I am a fan of the Peace Treaty as they close out this puzzle. Can they keep it in under 2 hours and 23 minutes? I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to pull it off. It's so close. At
it's
table
so
9.
very close.
Table 9, we have
From
AVAS with Santiago.
And another team done, but we can't see the table number, but they're somewhere up front.
A wonderful time. Speed
Amazing
puzzling
job.
is my cardio. That is a lovely shirt.
That is a very good shirt. And another team finished, table 40.
Congratulations
from
to
the
the Peace Treaty. Well done, keeping it under 223. I was talking to somebody the other day that a fun experiment would be to put a heart rate monitor on speed puzzlers to
Someone
see where
actually
it
had
pops
that
up. Yeah,
with a smartwatch.
Yeah.
During like a competition day, and apparently your heart rate goes up extremely during puzzling.
Yeah, I wonder how much it changes during different stages of the puzzle, where you're doing your flip and sort versus your initial pulls versus the mid game versus the late game versus the close. Like how that alters, really exciting.
Yeah, here's an idea for those who are maybe into like scientific research. Maybe this could be a research paper later on.
Oh yeah, and we can see in the lower left-hand corner, table 66, the koala tea puzzlers from Australia, Chana, Anita, Lian, and Zev closing it out. And on the right-hand side, they just finished. I wish we had the table number, but we are so happy for you to get this done under 2 hours and 24 minutes. This is absolutely astounding how many teams are able to finish both of these puzzles in under 3 hours.
Incredible job from everyone, and we are getting closer and closer to the last. The koala puzzlers are done.
Congratulations.
And yes, we are getting closer and closer to the last half hour of the competition.
And there, we were talking about the team shirts and how that's set up earlier. That is a fantastic team shirt right there.
That is fantastic. Well, anything with a koala bear, really.
Even though, we had a conversation exactly with these Australian puzzlers that koala bears are actually not that beloved in Australia, which was shocking for me to hear because they're adorable.
Well, they might be adorable, but they're always their love language is more about quality time, I think. So that might be part of it.
I love that. Keep the puns coming.
Table 9, AVAS or Avas from Spain, chewing through the rest of the Gelini. We've seen it on so many tables where those big targets get pulled in early, and then it is so difficult to get out the rest of those blues that are duplicated throughout on all sides of the puzzle. And this is where that physicality starts draining on people because the fatigue has really been setting in for a while now.
There at table 46, also a team from Spain, we see the Disney puzzle taking shape. This is the Los Gatos Molan with Mar, Joaquin, Irene, and Alejandro. And they're cracking at that Disney puzzle. It is, it just spread out on the table like that. It is a challenging puzzle. It's not easy to see through what is happening.
In the lower left-hand corner, you can see the Bulgarian people, and that's the team name. It is Desislava, Ludmil, Nedyalaka, and Valentin from Bulgaria doing a really solid job. It looks like they have only that middle stretch of the Gelini to get done now.
And it is very, very nice to see a representation of Bulgaria because as far as I know, in that area, Bulgaria, Serbia, Slovenia, Croatia, the sport is just starting to grow. So to see people turn up at the World Championship, that is always a special, heartwarming thing because you can see how the competition itself is spreading more and more around the world.
Yeah, and even it's surprising to me to see how much jigsaw puzzling is quote unquote a thing in places, because I wouldn't initially think that Bulgaria is a place that has a lot of puzzles, is really interested in puzzles, and yet here they are at the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships getting and they'll be able to get this done in under the 3-hour line, no problem. They just got to keep churning the wheels a little bit.
Yeah, they're definitely going to do it. There's still over half an hour to go. So we're still going to see so many finishes.
Do you think it starts to get a little tense for some of the competitors whenever you feel that line coming up and it's we have 30 minutes remaining and we still have, maybe 500-600 pieces left?
It does get tense at one point, and I think this is somehow getting close to that point where you just start building islands, trying to connect as many pieces as possible, because whoever is familiar with the rules will know that from 3 connected pieces, it actually counts as a completed part of the puzzle. So those are not remaining pieces. So around this time, if you have a lot left, then it might actually be a good strategy to just try and connect as many pieces as possible, regardless whether they fit into the frame or not, because that actually can impact your placement, and it will get you a better result in the end, if you're sure that you're not going to finish.
Yeah. We have some comments in the chat. Alex P. was saying that they had a Garmin watch beeping warnings for an elevated heart rate during the UK Pairs Comp back in April. Got a little tense towards the end. Very understandable.
Yeah, that is definitely understandable.
Yeah. And SJ is asking, would British puzzlers be interested in speed puzzle coaching? Probably reach out to people. I do some speed puzzle coaching. I do it with my partner Mari Black. We had Devin Donaldson on earlier, who is doing a lot of coaching in Canada. Amelia Lieberman's doing it. I think it's starting to be a thing where more and more puzzlers are coming together to learn techniques, tactics, strategies. All sorts of ways to get better at the game, which is really cool.
Yes.
For those of you wondering right now, the screen is on us. On the Spanish live stream, they have a interview going on right now, and so they can't really split too much. And we'll get back to the puzzling as soon as as soon as they switch out of that. So
yes.
Sorry you had to look at me for a little too long there. I know everybody wanted to see Fergie. She's fantastic. But we can see in here that table 79 is from Bulgaria, doing a really, really good job. They started using sorting trays. We can see in the lower right-hand corner, that is table 8.
I think it is table 8, Aquelarre. Ruth, Maria, Clara, and Tejas, and they are also, I'm trying to see bottom right corner. Yeah, they're cracking at the Gelini puzzle. Incredible job done here, everyone.
In the upper left-hand corner, we have a team from Spain, Los Gatos Milan, from Spain, with Mar, Joaquin, Irene, and Alejandro. They decided to go for that Disney Pixar toy store. That one's been out on the market a little bit longer, so I'm kind of surprised that more teams haven't gone for it, because it was probably more likely that they would have done it in some configuration.
Probably, and that might actually also be the reason why they didn't go for it, because a lot of people have done it, most probably, either in the 1,000-piece variation or the 500-piece variation, because it's available in a lower piece count as well. And people might have experienced how busy it actually is. And we have 30 minutes remaining. So this is the 30-minute mark. And these are the last pieces going in for the Bulgarian team. As far as I can see, this is their second puzzle, so they will be done before the time is out.
Sure thing. Sandra wrote a little poem in the chat. Puzzle champs are working fast. You're the voices built to last. Commentators, what a crew. The final pieces thanks to you.
Aww, that is actually lovely.
That's super.
A special shout out
sweet.
to Sandra. Thank you very much for being there in the chat. It's always lovely to see you in there.
Oh, that team in the upper right-hand corner is coming into a close. I didn't catch the table number, but they are cruising right now. I always like it whenever you can see that they're still talking to each other. They're not just isolated and kind of shut down. They are still working together as a team in order to get this thing wrapped up.
Yes, and the Bulgarian people are indeed working on their second puzzles. Their first puzzle was pretty obviously the garden allotment, and they are now on their last couple of pieces. Congratulations on the Finnish team. And
quadruple thumbs up. Congratulations.
Incredible. And yes, everyone is just doing their best, and already just showing up is more than a lot of puzzlers have done.
Well, and at this stage, this is where you can start to look at what are different little strategies that you can use to try to finish up this puzzle. Are you going to look at the pieces and try to see, is there images on there that I can work with in order to try to finish, in order to try to get in, or should I look at the puzzle and look at where there are gaps and then try to hunt down those pieces? Sometimes what you can do is look at the puzzle that you've built, look at the hole that's there, go back, stare at the image for a second to learn what should exist, and then find it in the pile.
Yes.
It takes a little longer, but it can help you get there.
Or also in the last 30 minutes, it might also be a good idea to go for a shape sort.
Yes.
Because it can help you out very, very much. Like, it is something that a lot of people don't like. Shape sorting is not necessarily the most popular thing to do, because in a way it is taking away time for you, because the entire time that you're sorting by shape, you're not placing pieces. But with 4 people in the team, one can shape sort for the others, and then actually following the shapes can be very, very, very helpful.
Yeah, we always talk about trade-offs in speed puzzling. Any move you make is taking a move away from something else. So
exactly.
If the shape sort is an investment that gives you time later, then it's great. If it's just shuffling pieces to shuffle pieces, you're not going anywhere. But the Bulgarian team finishes strong here at the 2 hour, 32 minutes, and we're going to see if they can get this last one in before the 50-second line. There it is.
Congratulations. Incredible job. Yes, definitely. But then, yeah, as said before, with like the last 30 minutes to go in a team competition, it can definitely be worth it, because 3 people can still keep puzzling while 1 person shape sorts for everybody else, and that then pays off later on. And it's sometimes, as said, not necessarily a very popular move, but it can be extremely useful. And also the extremely fast teams sometimes resort to shape sorting just because it might be a color block, it might be something so busy that you can't really see what is happening in the image, and just the shapes of the pieces, if you just take away the puzzle itself and just go by the shape, it can help you a lot here.
Yeah, Patricia B is pointing a little trick that she uses. I find that it also helps to take 3 seconds to unfocus your eyes, look at something far away, and then return to keep zooming. That's absolutely true. It's that little investment of, my eyes are blurry, everything looks the same. Let me hit the reset button so that way you can keep churning away.
Yes, you can also let us know in the chat of what other strategies you have, if in case you're like getting close to like the end of your time, of like how you still scramble together pieces just to finish before the time runs out.
Yeah, I always recommend to folks, before you do a puzzle, look at something 20 feet away for like 20 seconds, just so that way your eye can kind of readjust and you're not already zoomed in. You know, the way that your cornea expands and contracts depending on what you're focused on goes a long way. So those little tricks work. If you want to get super technical, you can start thinking about how you probably want to blink after you pick up a piece if you look at the image or during that transition. It's little things like that start making a difference, but it's also really hard to control at a certain scale.
There's actually more information about Bulgaria. Bulgaria does have many puzzlers actually. Sorry about that. I actually have never heard that much about it. Some people are going there for 3 consecutive years, and we've had local competition for like 10 years organized by Puzzle Bulgaria. That's incredible. Thank you so much for that information.
Yeah, Ellie's World of Puzzles, we really appreciate it. That speaks more to my lack of knowledge than anything else. That's really fantastic, and I hope that it keeps growing. Sometimes you can have a small dedicated group of people that do something a whole lot, and it's really cool to see that circle expand to include more and more people.
I also very much like Scarlett's comment saying that I use food as motivation to finish. I'll have like cookies or something ready for when I'm done. And that is good motivation, and I can very much understand that.
Oh yeah, you put something in the oven and have it set at like, good 45 minutes.
Can
and
you
if it's
beat
too
your
long,
food?
Yeah, can you beat the food?
Yeah. And here we have an outside view of what is going on outside the dome at the moment. As you can see, on the outside there are tables set up for people to, just keep puzzling. There we could see like a Lost Places puzzle being completed from yesterday's team round. And people just can't get enough out of puzzles here.
Well, and how could you possibly get enough puzzles when you're at the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships and you have so many teams that are doing a great job? I think this is table, it's a lot of block. I think it's 8.
I would think it's 8.
Yeah, and it's
Aquelarre. And they're done.
Congratulations.
Amazing job done here.
Be right back here in
a happy wave to the camera. And yes, incredible job here. And then table 74, also from Spain. We see them finish up the garden allotment. Just the last couple of pieces to go in. We're going to have to see. Can't exactly see how it's happening, but there's 3 pieces left. Incredible job here. Almost done. 2 last pieces.
You can do it just a little more. Plaza El Salvador.
Plaza El Salvador. Miguel, Pablo, Lucia, and Maria. Amazing job. And the Puzzle Ninjas. I would think that it's Germany and another country.
It might
Germany
be
and the USA.
Yeah.
And another team done.
Yeah, the Puzzle Ninjas are made up of Deborah, Julia, Lisa, and Medina. They are doing a great job. A lot of teams just want to finish in under the 3-hour timeline, and they are doing a great job so far.
And we're just going to rearrange ourselves for another guest interview.
Yeah, we're just gonna shuffle a little bit for a moment here.
As people,
we can do a little jigsaw shuffle. I'm sure we've all done that a little bit.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So we're a family. I'm here with my mom, my aunt, my uncle.
Do your mom, your aunt, and uncle have names outside of mom, aunt, and uncle?
Sorry. The team is Eitapuz, because of our last name, Eizaguirre. This is Luis, Asunta, Rocio, and I'm Cristina. And we're very pleased because we finished both of them.
Yes.
In under time, yeah.
Amazing. Which puzzle did you choose?
We choose. This is the first one, the garden allotment. We started with the garden allotment, and then we decided to go with the Gelini, the one about the jellyfish and whatever, which was ended up being a little bit more difficult than expected.
Yeah, that's something that we have been discussing with everyone. What did you find the most difficult about the puzzle?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that the fact that it had different parts with bubbles and with the coral reef and the fish and everything else, everything had the same colors. Once you had organized the treasure chest and the the flooring, which was not that difficult, and the jewels, the rest seemed very, very similar and very difficult to accomplish.
Yeah, very similar textures.
What else?
Yeah.
The garden was easier.
Yeah, the garden
was
is definitely easier.
And we got
a lot of elements and we can.
Yeah. And we had a great time on that.
Just want to give a quick shout out. The Puzzle Ninjas are 2 pieces away. I think they're going to be able to keep this under 2 hours and 40 minutes. Can they get it in? Just that little switch. Come on, you can do it. Just rotate it in. Oh, there we go.
No, the last.
Oh, the hand. There it is.
They're done.
Congratulations.
That was a happy cheer.
Americans.
Yes. Do you puzzle a lot together?
Yes.
Yeah. So today, and my grandmother's here as well. She's 88 and she puzzles every day.
Wow.
And that's probably why she's in such good shape. But we all tend to have a puzzle table at home. And we try to go to competitions together as much as we can.
What puzzles do you generally do? What is like your favorite type of puzzle?
we like Ravensburger because the pieces fit very well, stick very well, and it's easy to move them. But we do Educa, what is the Italian? Clementoni.
And I think sometimes when it's got too many details, it's more difficult because you have to be checking on the box. But sometimes when it's just like a degrading color, to me it's very, just start and tack, you complete the puzzle very easily.
400 pieces of sky, and I just sit in front. Listening to the radio and arranging the gradient. But Luis actually, this past year, he did a 32,000 piece puzzle all by himself.
Which one? Into the microphone.
Okay, the New York, I don't know which
Skyline.
mirror or skyline, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Amazing job.
The modern speed puzzling hasn't been around all that long. Have you been puzzling for a very long time, or have you been doing speed puzzling for a very how did you get into this mess?
All my life.
You've been doing speed puzzling your whole life?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, well,
okay.
I just started with I started make puzzles in a place like this 10 or 11 years ago. I started with the Spanish Championships in 2014, and then
he was the first one.
Yes.
That we were following him in the Spanish Championship, and later in pairs. And when we found out the team, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we were here. We were here in 2019 for the first international one. We were actually, that was exhausting. I don't know if you know about that one. Four puzzles, 5,000 pieces in 8 hours.
It was a marathon.
It was very, very brutal. But we were the first team to not finish. We were 100 pieces away, so we were quite pleased. And that's when we realized that we could do teams as well, outside of individuals and pairs. But
and we see a very lovely puzzle pickup from the Spanish team at table 9, which is Avas, I would say Santiago, Alicia, Virginia, and Rodriguez. Incredible puzzle pickup there.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about Ravensburger. You can do that.
Oh yes.
You can lift them up.
There are some brands that you can't really lift.
Exactly.
No. Do you still have a special shout out to anyone who is maybe watching the live stream, or any encouragement for whoever is still puzzling?
Okay.
Well, definitely to my dad who's watching at home, who I usually compete in pairs with. This year we're only doing teams. And
our brothers a brother and a sister, Teresa and Jose. Teresa and Jose, who are at home and couldn't come this time, and his daughters, Blanca and Carmen,
and my sister,
normally come here to do too.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
We miss them.
Yeah.
And Abuela, who is here, but
my mother, I don't know exactly.
Oh, your mom's here?
Yeah.
She is.
If we can play tomorrow, she will play with that.
Oh, that's lovely.
With us.
Well, congratulations on a wonderful time, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your competition week. It's really exciting.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having us here.
Thank you. Have a good.
Bye.
And here we have a view of the dome from the outside. You can see that it's blazing sunshine and the sky is clear. There's no storm coming this time, as far as I know. And yeah, that also shows a little bit of how hot it is inside here. And people are still just puzzling. We're in the last 15 minutes of the competition, like little over 15 minutes of the competition.
Yeah, we're effectively in a greenhouse, and there's looks like a bit of a storm is coming with this team that is closing in on the last little bits of the puzzle. They are almost at that point where they can do just pure shape work in order to finish this out. At this stage, sometimes what's handy is if you have somebody on the team or you're using one hand to point at where there are gaps in the puzzle, so that way it's a little easier to know where there's a hole as opposed to kind of glazing your eyes over sections that you've been staring at for a little while.
And yes, Scarlett pointed out that they have fixed the screen, and indeed they have. There's a new screen up outside, so people can actually gather and watch the semi-final and the final, the pairs final and the individual final tonight, which is one of the very, very atmospheric parts of the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championship, where people get together and watch the event from the outside. Sitting outside in the grass is actually very, very pleasant, especially in the evening once the sun is down. And yeah, we have a functioning screen after yesterday when the storm unfortunately took it out a little bit.
Which is, I'm really glad that they have that. It also means that more spectators can sit outside the dome and try to cool off it a little bit in here for the folks inside. But right now, the blazing heat is coming from that team in the upper right-hand corner. They only have maybe about 40 pieces remaining in total that is split around, and you can see them doing a little bit of twister, their arms interlocking to get the rest of those in.
That's actually a very good analogy of Twister in the very end, like arms tangling between each other.
And it's a really handy tactic for teams that know each other really well, because you can kind of get in each other's way while still solving it without running into that awkward, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be, the little bumps, right? Everybody just kind of accepts that things are going to happen on the table as accidents, and then we can keep moving from there.
Yes, exactly. It's also just a very, very good team building activity to puzzle as a team. You have seen with people who came for interviews to us that a lot of people are doing the team competition as a group of colleagues or a family or just friends getting together, or whoever is like super competitive are actually friends outside of puzzling as well. In Germany we have a team, for example, who are actually 4 people working at the same place, and that's how they got into puzzling. Yes, it's a good team building activity, and we have another finish of table 57 por una pieza se empieza. I'm also sorry, I barely read Spanish, but Guillermo, Jesus, Maria, and Alfonso are done.
Congratulations.
Incredible job.
And that upper right-hand corner, I'm going to try to get their names real quick.
Amazing job done. Incredible. We're going to get their names very, very quickly. They're super happy. And Jim?
It's a Peruvian team.
Actually Peru.
It's the Peru team. Nos falta un borde with Percy, Nadia, Rosalind, and Bernice doing a fantastic job. Congratulations.
Amazing job. And yes, we're nearing the last 10 minutes of the competition. There's less and less time, and people are still pushing to finish those last few pieces in the puzzle.
Yeah, it's so hard at this stage when you know that there's not a whole lot of time left. You've been in here for a while. That fatigue is setting in. So, Fruji, you're on a very strong team that's going to do fantastic things. How do you encourage each other whenever you're at this stage if you've been going for a while? And I do want to point out table 35 here is about to finish up via four piezas. I think that's Maidel, Verdo, Feliciano, Elena, Fernandez. I'm reading the names wrong.
But they are done, and incredible job. So yes, pretty much the way when we are puzzling together is like we do say a lot of like we're doing incredibly, we're very, very awesome, we're doing good, this is amazing, just to like give that final push. for an extra puzzle. But then also at team trainings, we have actually realized that there are puzzles that don't necessarily need our time. So we actually recognize it when we don't have to continue a puzzle, which is also like a very useful thing because we rarely get together. We live pretty far away from each other, and then we usually bring like 20-30 puzzles to complete, and then filtering out from those 20 puzzles, if there's a puzzle that just takes too long, we actually put it away at one point and use something else that we can like strategize over or practice something else with.
That's really interesting because I know some teams like to practice working through the slog, kind of forcing themselves. But it also, if you don't have a lot of time together, then often it is more productive to just work on those other strategies and tactics.
Yes, exactly. Because like especially those puzzles, it's usually like it's a one huge block of white, and then it's mostly just like shape sorting for like an hour. And then we know how to shape sort. We know how to do that quickly. So there's no point in like drilling it really. And then we focus on something else rather.
Yeah, if you have a team that can be around each other a lot and constantly, doing those really hard puzzles can be a boon. But if you don't have a lot of time, work on the things that are going to give you the best chance of success as much as possible.
Exactly, that's what I think as well. And we're in the last 10 minutes of the competition, and we still have a couple of teams puzzling. I would say maybe about 20.
Yeah, that seems about right. I know that...
to open the results as well.
Yeah, I think in the lower right-hand corner, that is a Swedish team, Kansliet, with David, Victor, Johanna, and Ulrika doing a really good job on that Gelini puzzle. If they find that second gear, if they really lock in, they might be able to finish this out, but they are going to be cutting it close. The upper right-hand corner, we have another Gelini puzzle finishing. I think, is that the Polish flag? It's a little hard to see.
I think so.
I apologize, folks. We're trying here.
But in the meantime, I can also tell you that there's 50 teams so far that have been marked as finished. So we have 50 teams that finished, and I think about roughly about 20 still puzzling. How many did we have altogether? 70.
Altogether, we have at least 80 teams puzzling now.
So we still have 30 teams puzzling.
Yep.
Or there might be some who are done, but their results haven't been registered yet.
Yeah, and this is also a kind of a difficult set of puzzles. There's not a set where there's two easy ones that people could pick out of. These are fairly tricky. I think the only one that's relatively straightforward is the garden allotment. But then after that, it's a which choose your own adventure of difficulty.
Wait, which one do you think you can tackle best compared to like all the difficult ones?
Congratulations to the Polish team that just finished there. Oh, Chile.
Chile.
Ooh.
Oh yes, true. There was like a side of the flag. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, that's Peace and Love, I believe. Yeah, that's Peace and Love.
Vanessa, Marcela, and Daniela.
Congratulations. Sorry we didn't quite see the flag. You all did wonderful job. Beat the 3-hour time limit.
Incredible job done.
With a little cheer to go along with it. That's absolutely phenomenal.
And we have another Swedish team working here. I actually know that it's a funny background story for the Swedish neon yellow shirts, is that last year they actually ordered these yellow shirts and they wanted a different color, which was like not this neon yellow, but it actually turned out to be working very well because they can be spotted very easily in the playing field. So they stuck with the neon yellow Swedish shirts at the moment. And we're going to scoot a little bit and welcome our new interviewee.
Yeah, we have a guest here who has been puzzling quite a bit and also been volunteering a lot and been doing judging and running around like crazy. Would you mind telling us your name, please?
Veronica Ness.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. No, it's so nice to be. How have things been going out in the field right now?
Pretty good. It hasn't been nearly as chaotic as the other days, for sure.
Were you also here during the storm?
Oh yes, I was running around like crazy. And also to clarify, because yesterday some of my roommates, they were like, "Oh, should we bring you something to the dome? Like, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then later it turns out they were like envisioning me running out into the storm to fix something. But just to clarify, I 100% voluntarily ran out into the rain just to get drenched. That was like the entire reason. So
and was it actually refreshing?
Very. It was hilarious. Like I my stomach hurt because I was laughing so much, and it felt like there was more water in my face than when I'm taking a shower. It was insane. Very fun.
Oh wow, we have a couple of teams that are getting really close here. That's table 46, Los Gatos Milan, with Mar, Joaquin, Irene, and Alejandro getting ready to close this out. I would really like to see the table number on the lower left-hand side, but they are close. We only have 5 minutes and about 45 seconds remaining. I think they're going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully they are.
There's going to be a couple more finishes for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, well, what would your advice be to the people who are still puzzling during these last few minutes?
Oh, just like try and keep the tempo up. It's like towards the end of a long puzzle session, you might start to lose the pace a little bit, and then having like that resurgence of like, oh, come on, let's go. Let's just push for the last few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the last piece.
There's a last piece.
Wait. Trying to figure out where the holes are.
Yeah. And
then.
Oh, and another team sweeps in just underneath. Those couple of seconds make all the difference. Congratulations to both.
And actually, the closer and closer you get to the cutoff time of 3 hours, the happier people get that they actually managed to beat the clock.
Sometimes, like the cheer for the very last finisher is high. Oh yeah.
That is one very good example of that.
Yeah, like the cheer is louder for the last finisher than the first sometimes.
Yes. Only 5 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
Yes. How has it been for being behind the scenes, working at the competition?
Very fun and very chaotic. Like during the storm yesterday, everyone was like running around like crazy. But today it's been way more chill. It's no issues for me at least. I've just been sitting, plotting the results. Not much drama today so far. I mean, the day is still young.
Yeah, we know that there's been a lot of like rule adjustments and clarifications, and there's always little bumps in the road, but it seems like it's been a little sticky this year.
Yeah, there's been a couple of frustrating moments for sure, and also a couple of misunderstandings, misinterpretations that has like spread around, and then suddenly it's like, oh wait, that's not correct anymore. So yeah, it's a bit chaotic, but it always is a little bit.
Yes, and then puzzle people definitely get over it, because the main thing that everyone is looking for at this competition is to be able to puzzle.
Yes, and also yesterday, so many people didn't even notice all of the chaos because they were just in their bubble doing their puzzles. Someone asked me afterwards, like, like they heard the rain and thunder. Was there any chaos at all? And I was like, yes, there was so much. And they were like, oh, really? I didn't notice.
Oh, yeah.
We can see the lower right-hand corner. This is Las Cuatro Esquinas, Aranzazu, Henar, Olga, and Lucas from Spain coming into the last little bit. We only have 3 minutes remaining here, and these teams are so close to being able to finish and get both of these 1,000-piece puzzles done in under the 3-hour time limit.
And a special shout out to the team that picked the Rockefeller Center Christmas again. Because, I always feel like we have to root a little special, give like a little extra special cheer for the underdogs who go with the not popular choice.
I think that they're not underdogs. I think they just wanted to flex on everybody else and say, we will pick the hard puzzle in a competition because we are that good.
But
really
they still
exciting.
have a chance in 3 minutes. If they speed up a little bit, they could still do it.
Yeah, it's hard to get that physicality going all the way to the end. I was wondering, I'm not sure if the camera probably won't come back, but you have puzzle socks on, right? Do they help you run faster?
Maybe not, because sometimes it gets a little slippery running, so I can't really get moving that fast, but I definitely feel like it helps with the whole vibe. Yeah.
Well, we'll let you get back to things as we close out. Is there anything you want to like shout out or cheer for, love you want to send?
I don't know. I can't think.
Fair enough. Well, thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it.
Bye.
We're coming up on the last minute and 40 seconds here of this World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships Round D Team Preliminary. We can see the lower left-hand corner. They are so close to finishing this out. I think they only have about 7 pieces remaining.
Incredible job here, everyone. And this is really just the home stretch by now. And there's not that many pieces left on some of the tables, and they are speeding up on the bottom left at the table.
Oh yeah, they
just the last few pieces there.
They know that the end is in sight, so they're trying their best to try to get that last little bit in. There's a step away, so I'm pointing to make sure it gets in. There it is.
They're actually done.
Congratulations. I think that was the table that was right near us here.
It is very near us. I think it might be table 10. Slowly but surely.
We have 30 seconds remaining.
And we only have.
It's going to be cutting real close. We can see that table 76 is so close to being able to wrap this up. Are they going to be able to go? They keep looking up they keep looking up in order to see. Oh, come on, you guys can do it. We believe in you. There's 10 seconds remaining. Can they get those last 5 pieces in? It's like a USB port where you rotate it 3 or 4 times to get it in. Come on, you can do it. Oh! So close. They might have gotten it in right at the deadline. We'll let the line judge decide, but that was a really wonderful job. Oh wow, that's so close, and it's so hard to do that. But the fact that they came that close to get 2 1,000-piece puzzles done in under 3 hours is amazing.
Amazing job, everybody. Incredible puzzling that we have seen here today.
Absolutely.
The Group D of the team preliminary round.
Yeah, it's really great. And thank you for joining us and for leaving a lot of comments on the YouTube stream. We're so excited to see everybody. And we're going to be back here before too long with the pairs final, and we're going to see how that goes. I know some people are in that round, so maybe a little good luck to people that we know and care about.
Thank you very much.
And, I've been Jim Eakins. You'll know me as Nerd Puzzle on Instagram.
And I was Rudy Wilhelm.
And we will see you later, and we'll do a little jigsaw jig on our way out. And we'll keep doing the little jig. Which puzzle piece would you like to be? I like the 3-prong. I like.